you a question. Did you believe that your captain, your senior, my captain, our captain, Jaden Bradley, could possibly be named the Big 12 Player of the Year? This guy.
JB will drive him all the way into the lane, throw it up and score it. Boy, what a tough shot for Bradley. Utah figures here they want to play for the last shot. Ball knocked away by Jaden Bradley, a clean steal, and JB will drive and lay it in. Kick it out to Pete, 10 to shoot. Pete, backdoor cut. Bradley, reverse lane is good.
Circus shot from the main ring. Jaden Bradley.
Bradley, hard drive. Double team, crossover, drives left, stops in the lane, turns, shot up, good! Oh, ice water for Jaden Bradley, 63-57.
Calm, cool, and collected. The senior guard able to get in, pivot out of that, knock down the big-time shot.
Bradley walks it down top of the key. Stop, jumper, right elbow, good again!
Mariano Rivera. It's JB time.
That might be one of my favorite calls from Ryan Hansen this year. Mariano Rivera, the closer, one of the greatest closers to ever put on a baseball uniform. Jaden Bradley, 13 points per game, 5 assists per game. Had big-time performances, again, wins over BYU and Baylor where he scored over 25 points. But would that be good enough? Would that be good enough to be named Big 12 Conference Player of the Year? So we put that vote out to you. In fact, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that vote just ended. Well, it ended this morning because we knew that the totals were going to come out today, or the info was going to come out today. So the final, let's see, do I have a final on that vote here? What was the final on the vote? Why did it not come up? All right. I'll find it here shortly. I know it's somewhere on this page, that vote. But we now have a winner. And it is indeed Jaden Bradley. Jaden Bradley is your Big 12 Player of the Year. I think it was before the show. That's why I can't find it. There we go. You voted. Wow. How about this? It ended up being 50-50. 50 of you thought yes, Jaden Bradley could possibly become the Big 12 Player of the Year. 50% of you said no, because again, who don't we trust? Who don't we trust, Dragon Ball?
I believe it's the East Coast voters.
We don't trust the humans. We don't trust humans, period. We don't trust humans. But yeah, in particularly, we don't trust, well, I don't know how much the East Coast humans had in this particular situation.
There's some West Virginia folk in there.
Yeah, there are a few of the East Coast humans who possibly could have screwed this whole thing up. But we don't trust people in general when it comes to situations of this ilk. But they made the right decision. And they anointed our guy, Jaden Bradley, as the Big 12 Player of the Year. Congratulations to Jaden Bradley. He will now have a spot because he is the second Wildcat to win this award in the last 3 years. Conference Player of the Year. First to ever win it in the Big 12. Second to win it in the last 3 years because Caleb Love won the final Pac-12 Player of the Year award in 2024. And so now Jaden Bradley will get a ceremony like Caleb Love did and have his name raised into the Ring of Honor inside of McHale Center at Alchemy Arena. Congratulations, Jaden Bradley. To the victors come the spoils, as they say. So Bradley is the 11th player in Arizona history to be named Conference Player of the Year, the third in 5 seasons under head coach Tommy Lloyd. I mean, we're rolling these honors up. How about more? You want some more? As Jim Rohn likes to say, more. Toby Awaka, unanimous choice for 6th man of the year in the Big 12 Conference. I don't know if that qualifies you for Ring of Honor, being 6th man, but still, one heck of an honor for Toby Awaka coming off the bench. And head coach Tommy Lloyd is your Big 12 coach of the year. So congratulations to those 3 Wildcats on the team that finished 16-2 in the Big 12, 29-2 overall, the number 1 seed in the Big 12 tournament coming up this week in Kansas City. And now you've got the coach of the year, the player of the year, and the 6th man of the year in Toby Awaka, Jaden Bradley, and Tommy Lloyd. Congratulations to all of those. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. So if you were among those 50% of the people who voted in our poll and thought that Jaden Bradley could win the Big 12 Player of the Year, I want to hear from you. And if you're in that 50% of the people who did not believe that Jaden Bradley would win the Big 12 Player of the Year, I want to hear from you as well at 520-848-1290. Dragon Ball is joining me on the show today. J-Dub has the day off. Cricket will be along as well. Dragon Ball, I always kind of begin with you to get your top takeaways on first the game the other night, an 89-79 victory over Colorado, a game in which, we weren't sure how many people were going to play, who was going to play, what the minutes were going to be. But then it kind of ended up being a normal basketball game in which pretty much 3 guys, including your top guys, all played over 30 minutes in that game.
And they certainly had the Colorado Buffalo playing like it was a major tournament contest because they were throwing everything they possibly could. I don't know if Isaiah Johnson missed in the first half watching that game here from the booth. And hey, the best thing to see in that game actually was the fact that the Cats were down early. To see them have to go ahead and make that run to come back rather than make the run to go ahead and make the lead insurmountable going into that that last couple minutes of the second quarter, that second half that we've usually seen throughout the season. But this was one where they made a run to try and cut into somebody else's lead. And that's something that, I hate the term front running because it's not necessarily a very accurate or any kind of actual weight is put into that terminology. But when you play with the lead and all you have to do is build your lead up further, there's slightly less about that in regards to the pressure aspect than having to come back when you're down by 11 points. I mean, this was a team that had the Cats down double digits in the first half. So seeing them adjust to that was a very good sight for me. I mean, we can always have the arguments like, well, maybe Arizona didn't come out with all the energy that they needed to start the game. But besides that, it's just the fact that they went down and they got themselves back up to go ahead and make that run to try and make it a close game at half and then eventually run the way with their game. They played bully ball. They got to that foul line a lot in that game against Colorado.
The second half, yeah.
Oh, yeah. But it was good to see them have to play from behind and work their way into that particular situation in there.
And that was interesting. Tommy said after the game, he said, yeah, I kind of went in with a plan about how much guys were going to play. But then after things kind of started the way they did, that plan changed. And he said he felt like it was more important than just, hey, we don't need this game. It doesn't matter. We'll play some guys some minutes and get them out of there, and whatever happens, happens. He said he felt like he wanted his team, the lesson he wanted them to really learn was how to overcome some adversity. I mean, there's been, and not to say that there hasn't been adversity this season, because there has. You lose 2 games, you're going to go through some adversity. There's been some other games where they've been down early and had to come back, but he just felt the better lesson would be for them to have to fight through what they were going through early at Colorado and learn how to learn another lesson on what it takes to to overcome those situations, because again, you're gonna probably be in that situation more than once, probably more than twice, maybe more than 3 times coming up in what we all hope are the next 9 games for this basketball team. We have reached that part of the year where we don't know how many games are left. There may be as few as 2. Oh, Kenny, I don't even want to think about that.
No. You spoke it in the ether. That's your fault.
There could be as few as 2 games remaining in this season. There could be as many as 9 games remaining in this season. So we shall see how that all plays out. But Tommy Lloyd wanted that lesson to be, can we overcome this adversity on the road in another hostile environment and see if we can be the team we want to be that can finish, like Ryan Hansen said. Can we all be Mariano Rivera and close out games where maybe we're not ahead and they were down 10 in the first half of that game, and they rallied back to win it by 10 once again? Your Arizona Wildcats. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. All right, today we are going to get into some World Baseball Classic baseball in this hour. The World Baseball Classic is happening. I have not had a chance really to watch much of it because I was busy all weekend. But the United States is undefeated. Mexico is undefeated. Italy is undefeated. How about Italy? How about Italy being a team that's undefeated so far in this tournament? That if there's one surprise when I look at the undefeateds, I mean, you expect the United States, you expect Mexico, you expect the Dominican Republic, you expect Puerto Rico, where a number of the top major leaguers come from. You don't necessarily expect to see Italy's name among the undefeateds. You expect Japan to be in that mix, the defending World Baseball Classic champions. But Italy is not a name that you might expect to be 2-0 at this point, at this midway point of pool play. I mean, I think they play 3 games in pool play, or is it 4? I think it's 3, correct?
I believe it's 3,
yes.
Although it may be 4 because I'm seeing that Italy and Mexico play each other on Wednesday. So I believe it's 4.
Okay.
Based on what I'm seeing in the future calendar here.
So Italy has a couple of games left to see if they can maintain being undefeated. We've got the battle tonight at 5 in Houston. The United States, Mexico. One of those 2 teams will not be undefeated after tonight. Always like seeing this battle here in the World Baseball Classic, the United States and Mexico. So I want to hear again that we are a community where that fan base is split right down the middle. If you go to any sports bar here in Tucson tonight, you're going to see just as many people wearing the El Tri de Colors as you will see wearing the red, white, and blue. So who you got tonight? United States, Mexico in the World Baseball Classic. What do you like if you're a team of Mexico? What excites you? What has excited you so far from what you've seen from El Tri de Color in their first 2 wins? 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290. How about the United States? What do you like about that club and what you've seen from them so far in this World Baseball Classic? 520-848-1290 is the number. That game tonight is on Fox, the main network. So we'll get a chance to have that game up and on during the last part of our show. Tarek Skubal is no longer with Team USA. Didn't he give up a home run on the first pitch of the game?
First pitch of the game, and I can guarantee you that was when Detroit made the call, says, okay, he needs to come back now.
Pitched 3 innings on Saturday against Great Britain. That was the only run he allowed, was that home run. He did strike out 5, so it wasn't a bad outing for Tarek Skubal, but there was a thought maybe he would make one more appearance for his team, but that will not happen as he has returned to the Tigers. Again, that's the Tigers. That's the money train there. You don't want anything happening to the money train. There are a lot of major league folks who kind of clench their fingers when we get to this tournament every so often, because we've seen who was it? Was it Diaz, the Mets?
Edwin
Diaz, who tore his ACL celebrating.
Yep.
Was that the last tournament, or was that that was the last tournament? 23.
I want to say it was the last tournament.
2023. So strange things can happen in the World Baseball Classic, and if you're a Major League general manager,
I describe that moment as a lot of things. Strange is not one, but none of what I would describe would be allowed on air.
I'd like to have known. That was right before we took over this show. I would have liked to have known what David Sr. said that night.
Oh, there's nothing safe about that night. There was nothing safe in the house that night.
Oh boy. Yeah, I can imagine. All right, when we come back, we're going to talk some World Baseball Classic. Tyler Mon is going to join us. He is at the San Juan. He's in San Juan. That is Pool A. And, in fact, he's got a game coming up in 40 minutes. He's going to join us on the show and talk some World Baseball Classic. Cricket getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5. She's got your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic. Collisions reported first in Ina and First Avenue, a hit and run. Cortero and Hartman and Cortero Farms Road. Oracle and Auto Mall Drive stalled vehicle reported. Backups westbound on Grant, approaching I-10. Slowing westbound Speedway Boulevard, approaching and passing Main Avenue. 50% chance of rain into the evening, 52 the overnight low, 70 the high tomorrow with a 25% chance of rain, 77 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
Around Tucson, you've probably seen Cruz on the road across our community. Because Cruz isn't just another law firm, we care about this community. And when one of our own is injured in an accident, we can help. Call 520-567-8000. Cruz & Associates, a firm you know, help you can trust.
This report is sponsored by WeatherBug.
Get the fastest local alerts and accurate 24/7 forecasts with WeatherBug. It's easy to use and provides real-time customizable alerts so the weather never takes you by surprise. Plan every day with confidence. Download the free WeatherBug app from the App Store now.
Psst. Hey, Gary, check it out.
What's he doing?
Don't bother me.
Is he...
I think he is. William?
Don't bother me.
Are you daydreaming?
I was. Now I'm talking to you.
You look like you were a million miles away.
I've been reading this book.
How to Be Happy While Still Being Grumpy?
By Frederick J. Fuzzypants?
I've learned I'm happiest when I know our customers get an early Alaskification.
It's one of the best ways to catch trouble before it happens.
And I've learned I'm happiest when we promise no breakdowns for a year.
What else? What else makes you happy?
That's it. Alaskifications make me happy.
Alaskifications make our customers happy.
Gary's right. Getting your AC ready for the Arizona heat is important.
It's the most thorough tune-up for the money in town.
And that's how we promise no breakdowns for an entire year.
William, what are you doing now?
I've never seen this before.
Is he?
I think he is. William, are you smiling?
AlaskanAC.com.
Schedule now.
Tobacco Barn presents the continuing saga of Captain Tobacco.
We now join our damsel in distress tied to the railroad tracks, a victim of high tobacco prices.
Help! Somebody save me!
Never fear, my dear. Captain Tobacco is here.
Captain, high prices are coming down the track.
You'll never stop my high prices. Pardon me while I untie this fair lady.
It's Tucson's only place to save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products.
There, you're free.
My hero.
Drats.
You'll pay no city or state sales tax because they're on the reservation, and save up to another $3 off with a coupon at tobaccobarntucson.com.
Now for you, high prices, I dare ya. Hooray! That's why I'm Captain Tobacco, finding high tobacco prices everywhere.
Captain, I could just kiss you.
Oh, no.
Oh, brother. Tobacco Bar, Nogales Highway, just south of Valencia. Check tobaccobarntucson.com.
We all know just because gifts for loved ones can look like flowers, a spa day, or maybe even planning date night. But what about something that will truly last and protect your loved ones along the way? I'm talking about life insurance. I called SelectQuote to secure our coverage and couldn't believe how easy and affordable it was. I'm 40, and my $500,000 policy was only $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. And with their same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. With monthly payments less than the cost of a bouquet of flowers, this is the perfect time to make sure your family is protected.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-596-2626 or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-596-2626. 1-800-596-2626. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
En garde! Ever wanted to try an Olympic sport but think you're too old, too out of shape, too busy, or that those sports are just too unsafe? Think again. Fencing is taking the nation by storm, and it's a safe, fun, engaging sport that's perfect for everyone. Any age, any skill level. Classes are safe, active, engaging, and community-driven. No experience needed, and most clubs offer loaner gear for beginners. Learn more and find beginner classes near you at usafencing.org/tryfencing.
So hot. I can help you.
Good afternoon. We're with Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team.
But I didn't call yet.
That's how fast we are, man.
Just as I thought, this AC is out.
No, we're not gonna lose it. Come on. Don't you die on me.
Johnson, get a hold of yourself. Sorry, we take this very seriously.
Wow, you fellas are good.
It's not just a name, ma'am.
It's who we are kind of thing.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. Goodfellasac.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
The World Baseball Classic is in full swing as we turn our attention to the downside of the schedule in pool play. So far, Puerto Rico, Cuba leading in San Juan. Mexico, Italy, United States undefeated in Pool B. You've got Japan killing folks over in Tokyo with Shohei leading the way. And down in Miami, it's the Dominican Republic as Venezuela, as you might expect. Let's turn our attentions, though, to San Juan. Tyler Mon, we had a chance to chat with him last fall when Arizona basketball took on the Denver Pioneers. He's the voice of the Denver Pioneers. He's also one of the play-by-play guys for the World Baseball Classic, and he is down in San Juan in pool letter A, I should say. Tyler, appreciate you taking some time to join us. How are things in San Juan so far?
David, it's been great, man. We thankfully have seen only 2 rain delays that didn't, wipe out any games, and it rained in between games today. So hopefully that is done for today. So we're having fun.
There you go. Like you mentioned, you've got a game coming up a little bit later on tonight. That's going to be Cuba and Puerto Rico. You already had one game earlier today. Let's just kind of talk about this pool so far. You've got Puerto Rico and Cuba, who are the 2 undefeated. Cuba's always interesting because, again, that is a team that for so long had probably the most professionals outside of guys not playing in the major leagues. How has the Cuban national team kind of developed over the course of maybe the last 15 or 20 years or so?
That is a tremendous question because the last 15, 20 years have seen really, you can't call it the downfall of Cuban baseball, but certainly a downturn in Cuban baseball because of so many of the defections, so much of the talent leaving the island. Cuba from about the 1950s through the early 2000s won gold or silver at every single major international competition.
Right.
And that kind of culminated in the early 2000s with the Sydney Olympics and the Athens Olympics. And they made it to the final in the 2006 World Baseball Classic. And since then, prior to 2023, they hadn't advanced to that final round. They did play in the semis in 2023, but it is a wildly different-looking Cuban national program nowadays than it would have been at this time, in the mid-'90s, the late '90s. And yet, they have shown up here in San Juan, and they've been really, really fun to watch. It's an interesting mix of guys. They've got 2 players on that roster who were in the major leagues last season. Yohan Moncada, probably the most notable guy. But they also have really big contributors on their pitching staff who are currently pitching in Japan professionally via an agreement that the Cuban Baseball Federation has with the Japanese leagues. And so the talent is still there. It's not the extreme top-end talent that you might expect and that you would be able to put together if you were going to get a roster of just all of the best Cuban players available. So they're fascinating. They're always a fascinating team. Last 3 years ago, the last World Baseball Classic was the first time that they welcomed back any players who had previously defected to play on that national team. Yohan Moncada was one of those, Luis Robert, some guys who had seen time in the big leagues. And it was weird. You could tell that it was very emotionally challenging, I think, for those guys to get mixed back in with the national team program, for the coaching staff to work with them. And they finally got things figured out, and they made it from our opening round in Taiwan in 2023. They won their quarterfinal game in Tokyo. They made it to Miami. And this year, they've just looked really steady. Their pitching staff has been outstanding. And again, they've got these high-leverage guys that they can go to who are pitching right now in Japan. Livan Moinelo, who is an ace in Japan, and Yariel Rodriguez, a guy who's with the Toronto Blue Jays now. And, just a group of really seasoned, deep, talented pitchers. And so far, 2 wins, and they've looked just like a very complete team to this point. And they're set up for a big one coming up tonight at 7 o'clock local time here in Puerto Rico. So 4 p.m. for you guys, where they will take on Puerto Rico in a matchup of the 2-2-0 teams here through the early days.
Well, you talk about Puerto Rico, and obviously one of the newest members of the Arizona Diamondbacks, Nolan Arenado, competing for Puerto Rico. Hasn't gotten a hit yet. What's going on with Nolan so far?
He's been hitting the ball hard, and his approach has been really good. The weird thing about this group so far is the wind here in San Juan has just been howling in from left field. We had a graphic on our day game broadcast earlier today that balls that are barreled, so the hardest hit balls in this event, in every single other pool in the World Baseball Classic, there's a batting average on those balls of over 700, and in our group, it's just over 400. It's just not traveling that well. There's not been a lot of offense so far. Nolan's hit the ball really well a few times. He had a sacrifice fly a couple of nights ago. He absolutely demolished the ball 2 nights ago to left field. It just got crushed by the wind and ended up at the warning track. So I think he looks like a guy who is getting set to find that mid-season form. It is still March, but he's put together some really good trips to the plate so far. So I think, and selfishly, as somebody who got to watch him during his time in Colorado, I really hope that we're going to see a return to the Nolan Arenado of old. But, man, I'll tell you one thing. Defensively, he's back to being Nolan Arenado. He has been terrific so far in this event over a third.
Do you think, and we're joined by Tyler Maud, he is a play-by-play announcer. He's working the World Baseball Classic down in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Do you think, and I've always said this, I mean, I've been a huge Yadier Molina fan my entire life. Do you think we're going to eventually see him manage in the big leagues? Is this kind of maybe one of these stepping stones to Yadier eventually having a big league job?
100%. And in fact, he told us the other day that he really wants that opportunity. He has not, according to him, has not been contacted or gone through the interview process for a managerial job, which I honestly find shocking. But it does make you wonder if it's a circumstance where maybe he and the St. Louis Cardinals are waiting for the right time for that arrangement to become their situation, because I think it's a no-brainer that he is going to be a brilliant big league manager someday, but I think it's also a no-brainer that the Cardinals would never want to see that happen with another organization. He's Mr. Cardinal, for this century. So I have no doubt that eventually he's going to be a big league manager. I don't know what that timetable looks like. Right now he's working with the Cardinals in a front office capacity, but he is just such a fun guy to talk baseball with. And the cool thing was, he said, I don't know if I'm ready yet. I feel like I am still learning things as a manager, which for Yadier Molina to say that he's still learning things in baseball sort of melted my brain. But I mean, the humility of that, to be able to embrace, no, I want to be good at this in the right ways, and when I'm ready, it'll happen. That was really cool. So, yeah, I think there's very little doubt that eventually that is going to happen, and it's probably just a matter of time for him.
When you look at, it's always fun when we get to see brothers play together. You got the Naylor brothers on that Canadian team. I'm a huge Cleveland fan, so watching those guys play together in Cleveland for a number of years was always fun. Where is Canada in terms of its ability to compete on a baseball stage like this?
honest, we thought that Canada was probably the number 2 team in this pool coming into this group. This is by far the most talented team that Canada has ever brought to a World Baseball Classic. I talked with their manager, Ernie Witt, and his bench coach, Greg Hamilton, at the winter meetings back in December, and they said, we're saying no to guys that we never would have thought we'd have the luxury of saying no to be on this roster. Yesterday, they missed a ton of opportunities against Panama. They left 11 on base, ended up falling by a run in that game. And so there's obviously some frustration with Canadian fans, and understandably so, because I think they counted on, all right, if we can get a win over Colombia and a win over Panama in those first 2 games, last 2 games you're going against probably the other 2 big dogs in the pool. And if you can get one of those against Cuba or Puerto Rico, you're on to the second round. Well, now they lost that second game, so they're 1-1, half game back of the 2 teams that are leading in the pool. And your backs are really against the wall. And that is a situation that I don't think Canada really expected to be in at this point. But they have as much talent and as deep of a roster as anybody who's here. The one big question mark for them is their bullpen. And that's where things kind of went awry yesterday, although it wasn't necessarily the bullpen's fault. There was some shaky defensive work that contributed to that loss last night. But, it still wouldn't surprise me if they make it through, but they are in a scenario now where they're basically going to have to win out or at least get a win over one of those teams and hope for help from the others in order to get through. They've never made it past the first round, which is kind of stunning. They are the only team to play in every World Baseball Classic so far and not have made it out of the first round. And last night certainly didn't do them any favors, but they've still got some time.
I know this is not necessarily your pool, Tyler, but I think if there's one team I look and say, wow, that maybe they're starting to come on, it's Italy is 2-0 so far in this tournament. What have you heard about the makeup of the Italian national team, how that club was put together? They've obviously got some names in Dominic Canzone and, the tremendous Royals rookie, Jack Caglianone and Vinny Pasquantino, although he hasn't got any hits yet, the big slugger for the Royals as well. What's kind of the surprise or not about the way Italy's playing?
It is really interesting to watch that Italian team. We had them 3 years ago. I was on Pool A in Taichung, Taiwan, and it was a very different-looking team a few years ago. Vinny Pasquantino was on that roster, but obviously they've added some additional star power since then. Mike Piazza was the manager of that team 3 years ago. This time around, it's Francisco Cervelli, who is a guy who is fluent in Italian, has been traveling all over that country, trying to build up youth participation and get, younger players on board, leagues and teams and parents and families on board with the national team program. Italy is traditionally Europe's baseball powerhouse. And I know there are not a lot of Italian-born players on that squad, but I think the biggest goal of Italy in these competitions at the World Baseball Classic level is if you can have success right now with, Italian-American players or players who have those connections who can qualify to be on your roster. If you have that success, you start to gain a little bit more interest, potentially a little bit more funding, and you generate that next wave. You look at, a team like Puerto Rico right now. Puerto Rico in 2013 and 2017 made it all the way to the final, and they jump-started a baseball culture on this island that I think had been dormant for a long time. That is what Italy is hoping for. And, I'm not sure if we're ever going to see a scenario in which that team is majority Italian-born. But if they can get themselves to a position where the structure of Italian baseball is strong and the foundation is enough that they are, putting teams into the European Championships and into the Youth Baseball World Cups, and they're having that success, that would be a huge accomplishment for them. And it's cool seeing, Francisco Cervelli talking Italian with his guys, working at, the U23 Baseball World Cup, whatever it is. They're doing a really good job with that stuff.
If it's not the United States in Tokyo, or Japan, I should say, Tyler, who's going to be in the final, do you believe?
If it's not those two, the Dominican Republic is definitely going to be there. That team, that's a team that has, an annual MVP contender in Julio Rodriguez batting 8th in that lineup. They are so obscenely loaded. And, I'll be honest, I think one of the teams from here could make a run, Puerto Rico or Cuba, or if Canada can make it through, they obviously are going to need some help pitching-wise. But they could make a run. If Puerto Rico advances past this round, they get Jose Barrios on their roster to supplement their pitching staff, so they could be there in the end. And I think Korea has a chance as well. Korea had not advanced past the first round since 2009, when they actually played in the final at Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles. But they looked really good, only losing their game to Japan. They dropped one to Chinese Taipei. But I think they are on the verge of rediscovering themselves as a national team. Korea has had a lot of struggles lately on the international level, which is interesting because baseball in Korea domestically is booming. They just set an attendance record for the KBO. Their TV ratings have skyrocketed. So baseball is certainly having a moment there. And if they can make a deep run, that would be huge too. But I mean, it certainly does look like the U.S. and Japan are on a collision course, but if it's not them, that Dominican team is just so good and so deep. And they did not make it to that final round last time out. So I think there's a lot of desire for a shot at redemption, and that would not be a surprise at all if they're the ones to win this whole thing.
And real quick, Tyler, how did things finish up for our Pima Aztec, Gabe Oldham, down with Denver this year?
You know, he was outstanding this season. Summit League recognition, a guy who has nearly set the program record for rebounds in a single game. He had 19 rebounds on his own on the road against Kansas City late in the season. And, first year under a new coaching staff, and Pioneers finished around the 500 mark. They did get bounced from the conference tournament in their first game there, but a lot of stuff that they're really, really excited about. They had the Conference Player of the Year in Carson Johnson. Gabe Oldham was a ton of fun to watch. And I know they're pretty excited about what's to come.
All right, Tyler. Hey, we appreciate you taking some time down in San Juan, and I'm sure the weather's beautiful down there. So enjoy your time down there, calling baseball in this World Baseball Classic. We look forward to chatting with you again in the near future.
Sounds great, David. I appreciate it, man. Take care.
Tyler Mon, broadcaster for the Denver Pioneers, and down in the San Juan pool of the World Baseball Classic. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic. Collisions reported first in Ina and First Avenue, a hit and run. Cortero and Hartman and Cortero Farms Road. Oracle and Auto Mall Drive stalled vehicle reported. Backups westbound on Grant approaching I-10. Slowing westbound Speedway Boulevard approaching and passing Main Avenue. 50% chance of rain into the evening. 52 the overnight low. 70 the high tomorrow with a 25% chance of rain. 77 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Taco Bell's new Luxe Value menu has 10 lavish indulgences, all $3 or less. It's easy to get carried away. Like when you try the new mini taco salad, you might ask, do I need a salad fork? The fork in the bag's fine. Luxe Value menu at participating locations while supplies last. Price and participation vary. Tax extra.
Average doesn't grow your business. Smart strategy does. Cumulus digital campaigns outperform industry benchmarks by over 25%. You're not average, and your results shouldn't be either. Visit cumulusdigital.com today to leave average behind.
Think of waking up with energy, standing tall and feeling free. Think First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
For over 40 years, Tucson has been putting its trust in First Chiropractic for auto and on-the-job injuries. They're locally owned and a proud sponsor of the U of A radio broadcasts. So if you've been injured, make the right choice. First
Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
Spring is bug season. Go blue with Essential Pest Control. We'll eliminate those bugs, bees, and termites. Stop paying too much with those national providers. Essential Pest Control is a bug's worst nightmare.
I can't sleep at night.
Essential Pest Control. Call 866-3029. EssentialPest.com.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be 1,000,000 miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being 1,000,000 miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
Wildcat fans, why wait for a great night's sleep? At Factory Direct Mattress in Tucson, you get comfort for life and deals you can't get anywhere else. Shop top-rated brands like the award-winning Puffy, Lisa, and our FDM lineup, all at Factory Direct Savings. No gimmick, no pressure, just comfort that helps you wake up feeling like a champion. Find us at 3936 West Ina Road or at fdmtucson.com. That's fdmtucson.com. Easy to find, easy to save. Stop by today, sleep better tonight, and get ready for Arizona's next victory.
Broadway in Tucson presents the 20th anniversary season featuring 7 Tucson premieres, including Disney's Beauty and the Beast, Hell's Kitchen, Moulin Rouge, The Wiz, Back to the Future, Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and more. Secure your signature season tickets today and get the best seats at the lowest prices. Visit BroadwayInTucson.com and secure your 2025-2026 season tickets today.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Spring is on its way to southern Arizona, and while we're hoping for a few more weeks of mild weather, we know extreme heat comes next. So right now is the time to get your car or truck road trip ready. And with 14 convenient locations, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the place. Not sure about your car's air conditioner? Need to check out that light on your dashboard? Or make sure your battery can make it through another summer? Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is here to help. With decades of experience here in Arizona and dozens of top shop awards for tires and automotive maintenance. And right now, save big on the brands you love, like Michelin, and get big rebates like $100 back on Cooper tires. Plus, buy 3, get 1 free on Cooper's new Pro Control Series tires. You can stack on even more savings when you pay with your Jack Furrier card. Check out jackfurriers.com for all the promotions and details, and even more money-saving coupons on top of our already low prices. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care since 1960, here to get you there.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Great to get a chance to chat with Tyler Mon ahead of his game tonight, which is about to start here at the top of the hour in the World Baseball Classic. It will be a pool play game between Venezuela and I believe, I'm looking at country codes here. I don't know all my country codes. I think this is the Netherlands. NCU, is that correct? Am I correct on that? Do you want to guess country codes?
Country codes. All right. Let me get this.
That's one of the reasons why I'm not a big fan of. It's actually Nicaragua. Nicaragua is the country code. I'm not a big fan of the of MLB.com because it's like not everybody knows what all these country codes.
We gotta get to these things, man. We gotta get to these.
I can make the majority of them out, but I had no idea that NCA was Nicaragua. So there you go. Venezuela and Nicaragua will get going here at the top of the hour. So we thank Tyler for hanging out with us for a few minutes before that game gets going. So we've already had some finals today. Dominican Republic beat Israel 10-1. Colombia over Panama 4-3. Great Britain gets their first win over Brazil 8-1. You know, Brazil's a soccer country. It's interesting that Brazil's not good at baseball, but Venezuela is really good at baseball. And how some of these South American countries have gravitated to the sport more than others have.
You are shocked that a country whose literal religion could potentially be listed as soccer is not good at baseball.
Yeah, that's how my mind works.
Listen, soccer is a sport of using your feet. I'd imagine they're probably not that great at using their hands.
Are you more surprised that Italy is a more successful baseball team than Israel?
I am not that surprised by that, simply because I still think that there's a lot of Italians that grew up watching baseball. Again, you think about just how much of an impression that made on the New York area with the amount of, during the Bronx Bombers moment, Bombers era of baseball. You got a lot of Italian Americans that are over in the northeast part of the country, and they grew up with that. And you got other guys like Tommy Lasorda, who was a big name on the West Coast side, and he also brought in Mike Piazza with the Dodgers, and then Mike Piazza goes back to New York. I'm not that shocked that there's a strong backing of Italian talent for the national Italian baseball team. I'm surprised it took them this long to go ahead and have this kind of an impact, but this kind of performance for Italy's putting on in the World Baseball Classic, not a surprise. I think I was expecting it in the last one, but definitely it's a nice sight to see in this year's World Baseball Classic.
Some of your stars are not performing very well. I mean, Ketel Marte, 0 for 3 today for the Dominican Republic. He's hitting just 143. We mentioned Vinny Costantino for the big slugger for the Royals. He's 0 for 7. So far in this tournament, so some of your top guys aren't necessarily hitting the ball down here as well as you might think.
I'll tell you what, though. Tyler mentioned that he was happy that there was no rain delay issues in the first couple of games. I think he may have done the announcer jinx to himself, because now I'm looking at it, that Puerto Rico and Cuba game is officially in a rain delay.
Oh, great.
So he may have jinxed himself.
I think it's raining here now, too.
There was thunder earlier. There was thunder
Tyler
here.
he said rain, and now it starts raining everywhere. I mean, we were hearing
so what you're
thunder.
saying is Tyler needs to be a weatherman at some point.
We were hearing thunder in the break. I'm like, is that thunder that I'm hearing in February or March?
Lightning and the thunder.
Exactly. That is a song for sure. I want to go back to something else we talked about there with Tyler. The fact, so if you're Ali Marmol, are you just looking over your shoulder? Because Yadier Molina, I mean, he was perfectly on point with that.
Oh, yeah.
The Cardinals don't want Yadier Molina managing any other team in Major League Baseball. So if you're Ali Marmol, are you looking over your shoulder, just waiting for the hammer to drop so that the Cardinals can hire Yadier Molina as their next manager? And unless he's just horrible, which I don't believe he'll be. I mean, that's a guy in Yadier Molina who could manage that team for 20 years.
I can tell you, as a fan of a team that is in the same division as Yadier Molina's Cardinals, I spent about 7 years saying he's gotten too old, he can't do it like he used to, only for him to continuously prove me wrong at every waking moment. I am not going to speak ill of Yadi. I am not going to say he can't do it, because if I say it, he's going to end up winning 7 World Series with the Cardinals before too long. And even if he's not the Cardinals manager, I guarantee you he wins at least 1 or 2 if he's given the opportunity to manage a team that is a genuine competitor when you get talking about October baseball in Major League Baseball.
Well, we may have to put that out as a question of the day to our Cardinal fans out there. How long before Yadier Molina is the manager of the Cardinals? Does that happen this year? Because I don't think the Cardinals are going to be very good. So Ollie's clock may already be ticking down there in St. Louis. So we might see Yadier Molina managing the Cardinals before this year is over. You never know. 520-848-1290. How long before Yadier Molina is the manager of the St. Louis Cardinals? He is, of course, right now leading Puerto Rico in the World Baseball Classic. Tonight at 5, it's the United States and Mexico. Who do you got there? What do you like about that game? What's the key for Team Mexico to beat the United States tonight in baseball? 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. All right, top of the hour, we are going to go out to McHale Center. We are going to hear from the head coach of your Arizona Wildcats, Tommy Lloyd. It's unusual Monday press conference. They had an early afternoon practice that was in the normal 1 o'clock press conference window, so they're doing it after practice today. Obviously, we have a show, so we could not be down there for the presser, but we will still carry it for you coming up here at 4 o'clock, top of the hour. So we're going to probably try to get out of this segment a little bit earlier than normal so we can get everything in and be ready to go at the top of the hour for when Tommy Lloyd comes to the microphone at McHale Center. He is the Big 12 Coach of the Year, in case you have not heard that yet. Jaden Bradley is the Big 12 Player of the Year. And this guy is your Big 12 Sixth Man of the Year.
Now the Wildcats are 2-on-1. Lob it to Awaka, who slams it home with two hands.
Toby Awaka with the head tapper there.
Handed off Korchinkov. Top to Awaka, looking inside. Nobody open. He'll shoot another three, and he's got his second of the ball game and his third of the season.
Awaka's on fire. Heat check moment coming. 2 for 2 from 3.
Johnson, quick feed, it's stolen back by Aristode. Throw it down low. Awaka will slam it home.
Great job there by Aristotle. Great anticipation to jump that passing lane, get the steal, and kick it out for Toby Awaka for the easy two-handed slam.
Delhi, hard drive down the lane to the bucket, missed the lane. There's Awaka to put it in. Master of the offensive glass. Kick it cross court. Aristode will launch a three out there. It's over the rim, no good. Awaka cleans it up and puts it in.
Right where he needs to be. Offside rebounding position. Just puts it back up as he's in the air.
Toby Awaka, Big 12 Sixth Man of the Year. How about that award right there? Also joining Jaden Bradley on the first team was freshman Braden Burries and junior big man Motiejus Krivas. We'll get into that after we hear from Tommy Lloyd. Maybe a little people surprised. Motiejus Krivas, a first-team All-Big 12 selection there in the middle. Koapia earned third-team honors. Toby Awaka overall was honorable mention. Toby is the third Arizona Wildcat to win a conference top reserve honor, the Sixth Man of the Year. Jordan Brown won it under Sean Miller in 2021, and Pella Larson in Tommy's first season, 21-22, was the Sixth Man of the Year. Big 12 All-Defensive Team included Jaden Bradley and Krivas, while Burries was joined on the Big 12 All-Freshman Team by Koa Pete. In the Lloyd era at Arizona, the Wildcats have now had 18 all-conference selections, including honorable mention selections, and they have now had 6 freshmen in 5 years earn all-freshman recognition under Tommy Lloyd. So some big-time honors. Can you name me, taking away the most 2 recent conference players of the year, Dragon Ball, can you name me 2 other players to win that award in Wildcat history?
Well, 2 other players, I want to say DeAndre Ayton probably would have to be one of the
That would be one of them.
That would be one.
That would be one.
In more recent era, I probably would
Or just ever.
Well,
there's
ever.
12.
I mean, 12.
Well, I think there's 11 players, but 12 times they've won it.
Would Derek?
Because somebody won it twice.
Would Derek Williams have been one?
Derek Williams would have been one.
Okay.
So there you go. You got your 2. I'm very impressed. Sean Elliott twice, 88, 89. Chris Mills in 93. Damon Stoudemire in 95, who unfortunately lost his job over the weekend. No surprise. They were not very good. No. Georgia Tech under him. Mike Bibby in 98. Jason Terry in 99. Derek Williams in 11. Nick Johnson. That might be the name most people might not get. Nick Johnson on that 2014 team that went to the Elite Eight.
He was scrappy.
Yeah.
Ooh, man.
DeAndre Ayton in 18, Benedict Matherin in 22, Caleb Love in 23, and now Jaden Bradley in 26. All right, we're going to hear from the head coach coming up at the top of the hour. Dragon Ball is here. He has everything happening in sports here in Southern Arizona and sports around the world.
Well, you've been hearing about us talking about the Wildcats and their postseason victories, but here we go with the regular season finale with the Arizona men's basketball game. They came and went this past Saturday, and they came away with a victory out in Boulder, and that was a game that did not look pretty early, as Coach Tommy Lloyd talked about the team's ability to come back in that contest after being down from as much as 11 points.
Well, obviously, it's a massive benefit getting closer. Then basically you can get in a neck and neck game right away, and then we can kind of set up our next run. Is what you're hoping. And we were down. I don't know, when we were down 11. I think we just told our guys like, hey, it's one of these situations. Let's just climb our way back in this game, possession by possession, see if we can cut into this lead a little bit and put ourselves in position in the second half to make it a ball game. And I think that's a great skill to learn how to do, to kind of, figure out, how to not let the game get away from you too early. And I thought our guys did a great job with a nice little run there towards the end of the first half.
The Cats now go and wait for their first game in the Big 12 tournament, where they will face either Utah, Cincinnati, or UCF in their contest on Thursday this week, so be prepared for tip-off then. Looking elsewhere in the state in the Big 12 Conference, the reports are circulating right now up in the Valley that ASU Sun Devils head coach Bobby Hurley is not expected to return for another season, as he will be leaving after 11-year stint on the bench with that school up north. He leaves now with the second most wins in program history, behind Ned Wolk's 405. And the opening of the NFL free agency period, many old faces and new places, and already circulating the newswire, former Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa set to sign a new deal with the Atlanta Falcons following his eventual release from Miami. Tagovailoa is expected to sign a one-year deal worth just north of $1 million, as the Dolphins are set to pay the remaining balance of his salary. The former Alabama star quarterback likely to battle with fellow lefty Michael Penix Jr. for the starting job after Penix returns from a torn ACL that may have him sidelined for the early part of 2026. I'm Dragon Ball with your 2020 sports update on Wildcats Radio 1290.
He's kind and he's funny and he's also mustachioed. He solves all your problems by the end of every episode. TV Dad. Everyone loves TV Dad. TV Dad. Unlike your real dad, he never hollers. And he tells you how Progressive can save you lots of dollars.
Listen to your TV Dad. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Collisions reported will start in Oro Valley at Tangerine and First Avenue in Tangerine. Downtown, Alameda and Granada and Alameda. Collision at Broadway and Craycroft. Slowing and mostly restrictions and backups on eastbound Broadway Boulevard at Craycroft. 50% chance of rain into the evening, 52 the overnight low, 70 the high tomorrow with a 25% chance of rain, 77 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
In Tucson, a lot of people make their living on construction sites, on the road, or working in warehouses across town. If you're injured at work, you have rights. Call 520-567-8000. Cruz & Associates, a firm you know, help you can trust.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Need it today? At Lowe's, pros get free same-day delivery by 8 p.m. when you order online by 2 p.m. Same-day delivery. Valid in select zip codes. Subject to driver availability. Details at lowes.com/same-day delivery.
We know exactly what you're not thinking about right now. Wiper blades. But now that you are, take a moment to think about how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America. Why? Because Rain-X thinks about wiper blades all the time. We obsess, so you don't have to. Simply install our blades and then think about literally anything else. So choose Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blades, and then go back to not thinking about wiper blades. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
Meet Morgan Jones. Morgan is about to step into a world unknown to most, thanks to Progressive's Renters Insurance, a place of fresh linens and turn-down service. You see, Morgan temporarily vacated her apartment and has gone to a hotel because a pipe burst in her apartment. A pipe that made her sense of reality and apartment ceiling all come crashing down. Luckily, Morgan checked into Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers.
Hey listener, welcome to Limu's Karaoke Lounge, where Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need, and the music never stops. Hit it!
There's an emu with a full-time job. His partner's Doug, but Limu's the heartthrob. Grubs and worms, that's what Limu eats. Gotta fuel up to save you money and hit the streets!
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you.
First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilder.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
The cold Arizona nights are here. Is your furnace ready? For just $59, Right Way is offering a complete system tune-up, ensuring your furnace runs efficiently to keep your home comfortable all season long. Routine maintenance is key to avoiding costly breakdowns. And with over 11,000 five-star Google reviews, you can trust Right Way to get the job done right. Plus, we'll include a free carbon monoxide test for your peace of mind. Call Right Way today at 520-640-2665 or visit us at rightwayac.com for your $59 complete system tune-up.
Do you often worry you left your garage door open? With the LiftMaster Garage Door Opener powered by MyQ, you'll never worry again. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage from your smartphone anytime from anywhere through the MyQ app. As an authorized LiftMaster dealer, we have smart openers designed for your needs, including belt drive motors for ultra-quiet operation, integrated camera for live video streaming, and battery backup that lets you in when the power is out. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit KaiserGarage.com to learn more.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Tune to DK on the Sports Tip weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. DK on the Sports Tip. The Big 12 men's basketball tournament starts on Tuesday. That is tomorrow. 9:30 our time will be the opening game. That'll be the Arizona State Sun Devils against the Baylor Bears. Tomorrow's schedule, Arizona State against Baylor, Cincinnati versus Utah, BYU against Kansas. How about that? How about BYU dropping all the way out of the not only the double bye, but the single bye and having to play on the first day? I don't think anybody would have thought that at the beginning of February, that BYU would be playing on the first day of the Big 12 men's basketball tournament. But they are against Kansas State. Colorado and Oklahoma State is the final game of the first day. The single byes went to Iowa State, number 5, TCU 6, West Virginia 7, and Central Florida 8. Central Florida, they lost, I think, their last 3 games in a row.
Man, I was wondering if Cincinnati was going to pull off the comeback of comebacks with that going from a point where we were not sure if Wes Miller was going to survive to getting a first-round bye in the Big 12 tournament. I thought for a minute it was going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, Central Florida was looking pretty good for maybe even getting the 5 seed at one point, but they kind of fell down the stretch as well. So that's what we've got for day number 1 of the Big 12 men's basketball tournament. If you want to get in on that, if you're going, we had Anthony called up the other night on the postgame show. He is headed to the Big 12 men's basketball tournament. If you're headed there, we want to hear from you. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number, T-Mobile Center. If you were there for the women's tournament, would love to hear from you as well. We're going to head out to McHale Center right now and hear from the head coach of your Arizona Wildcats, the Big 12 Coach of the Year, Tommy Lloyd.
He's been here a lot longer than I have, so I just like having fun with him because he's a fun guy to have fun with. So, all right, let's knock this out.
Just your thoughts on the award for yourself and the ones that your team picked up?
I'm excited for the guys. I mean, obviously, we had a great regular season, and usually when you have a great regular season, individual accolades will follow. Obviously, I'm really happy for Jaden. Jaden's just been so steady, and you know how much we value steady around here, and he's had such a good year, and it had so many impactful, meaningful moments, and just, has been a game changer. So, I'm really proud of him and what he's done for our team, and it's really cool that it got acknowledged by the other coaches in the league. Tobe, to basically ask and be okay with coming off the bench. I think he's very deserving of the six-man award, and his impact on these games has been tremendous. And then, for Braden and Koa, to get the accolades they got, being freshmen in this conference, with they came in, heralded, and they delivered, and I think that's really impressive. And then Mo, I really challenged Mo at the start of the year and kind of in our preseason conversations. Like I thought a goal of his should be to be a first team all conference big guy. And, I figured if he was close to that, it would mean he had a good year and it would really help our team. And he delivered. I mean, he just seems like his impact has grown over the course of the year, and it's been great. And then, I think we had, those other guys, Delhi, could have been right there for sixth man of the year. Dwayne's coming on lately, obviously his season got interrupted with an illness, but then Yvonne has had an amazing impact for a freshman, and is very deserving probably in most years of being a first team, all freshman, type of guy. But, obviously there's a lot of good freshmen in the league this year. So I think he's understanding of that, and I think he has a really bright future.
The amount of youth that you had on this team, did you have to coach it differently than maybe other teams you've coached?
No. I think, we take always you always have a big picture and kind of some visions you're working towards, but a real day-to-day approach. Just coach the guys where they're at every single day and try to figure out what the next challenge is. And, we want to be pursuit driven, where we're pursuing, and so whatever the next pursuit is, we're driven to try to be successful at it. And that's just literally that's how I approach it, and that's how we approached it this year.
Were you at all surprised that Jaden got the player of the year, given that he doesn't have the stats that?
Not really. I think coaches value different things than stats. I think stats are easy for, people on the periphery to get, enamored with. And I think coaches really value winning. And for me, and I know when I sit behind the scenes and all these, when you're figuring out who deserves what award or not, to me, my eye always go to the first place team and whoever the most impactful guy is on the first place team. And that's usually where I decide, if I'm going to vote for that guy. That's where I'll start. I'm not saying that's what I vote for, but that's where I would always start. So I think a lot of the coaches, they probably had the same mindset.
What do you think really differentiated Jaden? I know you talked about his leadership all season, but really made him stand out on such a stacked roster?
Just his impact on winning, and he was our leader. He was our leader, on a day-to-day basis with these guys, and for him to be, he was once a McDonald All-American. Let's not forget about that. So this guy's a really talented player, but he gets a little, longer in the tooth in his college career, and then to trust a coaching staff to bring in some young, really talented players and tell him that we think this is the right way to go for our team to be successful, and then to trust that, and then once those freshmen are here, to accept them and really help them grow and give them space to be the best versions of themselves. Says a lot about Jaden as a person and a teammate, and yeah, I think Jaden's one guy that some people, they're just the common denominator in winning. And he's one of those guys that if you look at a lot of winning programs, somebody had told me he's run a conference championship in 3 different conferences, which is pretty crazy, and playing different roles on every team. He won one in the SEC, won one in the Pac-12, and won one in the Big 12. And, and each time he played a different role. So I think that's pretty impressive.
When you reflect on Braden's regular season, he kind of started off slow. Is there something that you recall clicking for him, or is it just a matter of he's got to work through the beginning of his career?
I think probably the latter. He had to work through some things and just get some experience. He just needed reps. And he needed to kind of feel what it's like to struggle and why, and then to kind of be able to review that and learn from it, and then figure out where he could be successful. And then I think obviously the game you point back to where we all kind of saw it and felt it, and not that the coaching staff hadn't seen it behind the scenes, but was that Alabama game when he came out and was able on that stage to, kind of put that together, that stretch of the game where he was just phenomenal. I mean, obviously probably does a lot for his confidence. And then, he was able to really kind of, build off of that. And I think he's been really consistent since then. So, and he dealt with some illness this year, and I'll give him credit. I mean, I think there was days he probably was like, man, it might be smart if I took a few days off. And we were so depleted at the time, we couldn't afford for him to do that. And he stuck it out. And I just know in that Houston game, he didn't have a good look about him. Was it the BYU game? I think he was just getting through it. And I remember there was a couple times I'm like, hey, buddy, if you could just gut this out. I mean, we don't have a lot of other options. And he did it. So, for him to go through that and then kind of come out on the other side of it and play the way he did in the second half of the Colorado game, when our team needed someone to step up, he stepped up and delivered on the road. It was big time.
The big picture with that, you mentioned Braden worked through some things. Jaden, Koa, I mean, there's been a few guys that have worked through injuries or illness or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that's what a season brings. I mean, a season, you just, unfortunately, these things aren't, they're not completed in a vacuum. I mean, there's life that's happening while we're doing these seasons, and, there's some emotional up and downs, there's physical up and downs, there's fatigue, there's emotional fatigue, and, there's successes, there's failures, there's so many things coming at your way that, you're going to have these ebbs and flows of the season, and, you got to stay steady, and you got to accept it's just part of the equation, and, and if you're going to be a team that has to play at its best to win, or you're going to be a player that has to feel 100% to perform, you're probably not going to be a very consistent team. So, we take a lot of pride in being consistent, and I think our guys really delivered, on the regular season.
The prospect of 3 games in 3 days, do you see more of a likelihood that you're going to try to get some of the other guys some minutes?
I mean, maybe let's just see how the games go. Going back to Saturday, I mean, I told the team this today. I was going to play more guys, and then I saw we came out flat, and I was like, no, these dudes are going to wear this. They're either going to figure it out, okay, and we're going to regain our rhythm and find a way to win this game, or we're going to lose. But I'm not going to give these top 8 guys any excuses where, well, we lost because coach changed the rotation, or we lost because, no, because those, CD and Evan don't deserve that. They don't deserve that scrutiny because I haven't given them enough opportunities to put the pressure of winning and losing on their shoulders. When we've asked them to help us in small bits, they have. Okay, but those top 8 dudes were going to figure it out, or they weren't, and we were going to learn from that experience one way or another. These college seasons, we're 31 games into it, and obviously we're ending up in a situation where now it's single elimination tournaments. You gotta use every opportunity you can to learn and teach. So I felt like that would be a much more powerful teaching moment for us, and I didn't feel like we were at the risk of injury or not being running our legs out so we couldn't play on Thursday. I didn't see that happen, and so I was like, let's figure this out. And I'll give our guys credit. They figured it out in the second half, and it was a great response to if you don't come ready to play, you got to be able to flip that switch. That's going to happen sometimes, and our guys did that. But on the same token, come ready to play. That was my message.
What role has the administration played in your success as a coach in terms of resources, support?
Yeah, those have been ongoing. It hasn't been easy for anybody in that thing. I think we've gotten the program to the point where it's going to be resourced at the level it should be. And I'm not going to get into specifics of what that is or isn't, but it's been a tough road for everybody. I mean, for the coaches, for the administration, but I think we've arrived at a place to where, we're going to be at the level we should be.
Watch games this week, or you to just go home and put on these kind of random games of low majors, mid majors, trying to make the tournament?
Basketball's always on in my house. I don't know, probably like you guys. So yeah, I'll sit down and watch some games, but then I'll definitely, I'm just doing my normal routine. I'm watching our team play, kind of reviewing what we're doing. I'm watching, our potential opponents playing, so I know, what we need to tilt our practices towards and things like that. But yeah, it's just normal week with a lot of basketball on TV. It's kind of like that feast week, right? I mean, it seems like there's games on 24 hours, which is kind of nice to take a break and watch 5 minutes of a game.
You are, of course, focused on the next game in front of you in this Big 12 tournament. The NCAA tournament is coming up, and a lot of people would say that you will be judged ultimately on whether you make the Final Four or not with this team that looks like it's going to be a #1 seed. Is that something that you ever think about?
I would just say this, like, you know, I live this life and I've chosen this profession and I know what comes with it. You know, obviously we have big dreams and big goals, and I know how narratives get created, you know, but I know most of the people creating those narratives, they don't have to live what I live, you know. So, you know, they got a million different things going on in our life. I'm just a basketball coach. And so I know ultimately as a coach, you know, you get to Final Fours, you win championships, you know, you're in a certain club. You don't, then you're the guy who couldn't win the big one. And I know that, and that's to me really lazy and easy to do. So I don't pay no mind to it. I want to be a great coach. And most of all, I want our teams to be successful, you know, for the players and for the community. I mean, that's my driving force. And I'll say, you know, if you know, we fall short or something like that ever happens, I'm tough enough to handle it, and I love my job enough to get back up and do it again.
You mentioned a few players earlier that didn't make any of the awards. If you got to give any award to any player on your team, what would it be?
I'm not big on the hypotheticals and giving awards, because I know I'll say something and leave somebody out. I'm proud of our guys. I'm proud of how this team's hung together. I'm proud of how everyone's kind of accepted their roles. And what I'm really proud of is every one of those guys has had moments where they've been a difference maker, you know, over the course of the season. And I think that's really cool. You know, that everybody, I mean, that's Evan, that's Ceedy, and those top 8 guys have all had moments. And then our green squad, it's what we call our practice team, they've been great. I mean, they've gotten a lot better over the course of this year and really helped us in our preparation for how we want to practice. And you know what? It's no small feat trying to block out Tobe Awaka every day in practice, but these guys are trying to do it. So I'm really proud of the whole organization. I'm proud of the coaches. You know, our coaches have done a great job, and a lot of these guys are, you know, guys have had relationships for a long time, and, you know, maybe they were kind of younger in this business, and really to watch them grow over the last couple of years as coaches has been really, really cool for me. You know, kind of behind the scenes, because you know, I'm a guy, I'm not the 24/7 dominating voice. I mean, our assistant coaches are allowed to talk and participate, and to see those guys impact our team has been really, really cool. So from the top down, you know, it's been a lot of fun, but yeah, maybe now we're excited. I mean, I feel like we're in a good mindset and we're fresh for a fun month of basketball, and we know we've got to perform, and I think this team's up for it.
All 3 of the potential opponents are ones you faced in the first 6 games of the conference. Is it almost like it's a brand new opponent because?
I mean, we'll see. You know, we'll start digging into those guys and kind of, you know, getting a feel for them. But you know, whoever we play, it's going to be on a quick turnaround for them in that first game. So, you know, from my experience in these tournaments, like, there's not a lot of things you can do different from Wednesday to Thursday, you know, so we'll get a good feel for the teams, and we'll see how much they've changed over the course of the season. But yeah, it's been a few months since you played them, but at least we've played them, you know, so we have that experience.
Do you feel like some of the accolades that were announced by the Big 12 kind of motivate you? I mean, you're Coach of the Year, now that you're going into the Big 12 tournament, you're like, yeah, it's time to show them that.
No, absolutely not. I mean, for me, I mean, if you guys get to know me, I mean, that stuff, it's cool, but I'm a process guy. I understand that result comes from a lot of different things. And, you know, I'm just the guy that has a title as the head coach. And so that they don't do Assistant Coach of the Year award. They don't do, well, I guess we do an Equipment Manager of the Year, and it's just he wins it every year. So, yeah, yeah, no. And I'm not trying to be humble, but for me, I mean, it's cool, it's great. You know, I mean, I'm honored to be in the Big 12 and compete against these coaches. You know, I mean, these are guys I've grown up watching coaching. So it's cool from that deal. But what's more fun for me is it's competing against the best rather than worrying about you know, what honors come with it or anything.
On that note too, you had a really good quote a couple of weeks ago when Arizona clinched the regular season title. You spoke a little bit about the legacy and the framework with Arizona. And now, not only are you continuing that, as you said in that quote, but you're also continuing to make history. First year regular season, we've gotten 29 wins. How does that feel for you? I mean, you're very humble, but that's gotta, you gotta feel pretty good about continuing that.
Well, I mean, like I've said it many times before, I mean, Arizona basketball has an amazing legacy, and I inherited a program with incredibly strong bones and a great infrastructure. It kind of fell on kind of a random time in college sports, where I got impacted by that, so I was kind of able to see it come out of that, but the infrastructure and the bones were really strong within the program, and so there's just not a lot of programs like this. So I feel fortunate to have inherited something like that, but I also think there's a great responsibility for me to honor it and continue to build upon it. And trust me, I go home. I never for one second think our success is because of me. I mean, we're 100% an us program, and us also includes all the dudes and all the coaches that came before me.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right, guys, appreciate it.
All right, that is Tommy Loy, the head coach of your Arizona Wildcats at McHale Center, talking about his team, the awards. Jaden Bradley winning the Big 12 Player of the Year award, he winning the Coach of the Year. Toby Awaka winning Sixth Man of the Year, and he did not want to pontificate on who he would give other awards to for players on his team. We can dive into all of that. Oh, we got some players too. Here's what we're gonna do. We'll get a break in here, and then we'll come back and we'll hear from the Player of the Year, Jaden Bradley. It is DKL the Sports Tip. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio, 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Collisions reported will start in Oro Valley at Tangerine and First Avenue in Tangerine. Downtown, Alameda and Granada and Alameda. Collision at Broadway in Craycroft. Slowing and mostly restrictions and backups on eastbound Broadway Boulevard at Craycroft. 50% chance of rain into the evening, 52 the overnight low, 70 the high tomorrow with a 25% chance of rain, 77 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
In Tucson, people believe in hard work and standing by their neighbors. At Cruz and Associates, we believe in doing the same for our clients. If a serious accident leaves you or your loved one injured, we're here to help. Call 520-567-8000. Cruz and Associates, a firm you know, help you can trust.
This report is sponsored by WeatherBug.
Get the fastest local alerts and accurate 24/7 forecasts with WeatherBug. It's easy to use and provides real-time customizable alerts so the weather never takes you by surprise. Plan every day with confidence. Download the free WeatherBug app from the App Store now.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Spring is on its way to southern Arizona, and while we're hoping for a few more weeks of mild weather, we know extreme heat comes next. So right now is the time to get your car or truck road trip ready. And with 14 convenient locations, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the place. Not sure about your car's air conditioner? Need to check out that light on your dashboard? Or make sure your battery can make it through another summer? Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is here to help. With decades of experience here in Arizona and dozens of top shop awards for tires and automotive maintenance. And right now, save big on the brands you love, like Michelin, and get big rebates, like $100 back on Cooper tires. Plus, buy 3, get 1 free on Cooper's new Pro Control Series tires. You can stack on even more savings when you pay with your Jack Furrier card. Check out jackfurriers.com for all the promotions and details, and even more money-saving coupons on top of our already low prices. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, here to get you there.
It's a full-court press this March at Casino del Sol and Casino of the Sun. Join our $1 million March Mania promotion for your shot at $1 million with your bracket picks. Or win $100,000 with a perfect prop card, now through April 6th. Swipe your Club Soul card daily for a free drawing entry. Plus, every 200 slot and table points is an additional entry. Then join us April 6th for the grand finale drawing, only at Casino del Sol, an enterprise of the Pasquayaki tribe.
The Dell Technologies semi-annual sale is on, with limited quantity deals on top tech. Save on select PCs powered by the latest 12th gen Intel Core processors like thin and light XPS 13 laptops, Inspiron laptops, and 2-in-1s. Plus, get savings on select accessories, free shipping, and monthly payment options with Dell Preferred Account. Save today by calling 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Every day is a balancing act, with work, family, goals, all asking for more. It helps to have tools that meet you at every step and a team that will always be by your side. We're ICCU. We're a credit union that has been helping members achieve financial success since 1940. In fact, we put members' success first, one by one, year after year, for 85 years and counting. Now, we're here for you, Tucson. Join us, ICCU.
I'm Pat Boyle, here to help you get the Thunder host the Nuggets tonight. I think Jalen Williams will continue to offer a spark off the OKC bench. Not that Jalen Williams, you know, J-Dub, the guy who scored 40 in a finals game. He remains out with a hamstring injury. It's the other Jalen Williams. Isaiah Hartenstein is already out for this game, and Chet Holmgren's questionable. Either way, Jalen Williams should play at least 30 minutes, and I think he goes over his points plus rebounds tonight. I'm Pat Boyle, Bet Smarter and Beat the Books. Download the BetMGM app today.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
Spring is in the air and our warm temperatures are about to turn hot. Now is the time to take advantage of pre-summer savings before the hot summer weather. Picture Rock's Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing is offering 5-year, no-interest financing on the installation of green HVAC systems, OAC. Call now for your free estimate, 520-492-0748, or make your appointment online at picturerockscooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
You know it. Your neighbors know it. And let's face it, the mailman knows it too. Your yard just isn't what it used to be. But thankfully, Dorado Rock Materials can get you, well, your yard anyway, back to what it once was. And even better, Dorado Rock Materials has just what your yard needs, from decorative rock to boulders and everything in between, brought right to you. And if you need help spreading it, we can help with that too. Dorado Rock Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Looking for some help now. Out to Bradley. Got away from Torre. Drives right of the lane. Run it up off the glass and score it. What a pretty shot from Jaden Bradley.
Houdini, he was trapped by Cyclones in the lane and snuck out of there like a magic act.
Houdini, Mariano Rivera. We might have to come up with a bunch of nicknames for Jaden Bradley. Your Big 12 Player of the Year. Third in the 5 seasons. Tommy Lloyd has been the head coach here at the University of Arizona, Conference Player of the Year. Ben Matherin, Caleb Love, and now Jaden Bradley. Let's head back out to McHale Center and hear from your new Big 12 Player of the Year, Jaden Bradley.
Questions for Big 12 Player of the Year, Jaden Bradley.
When did you find out?
Found out earlier today. TJ, kind of my workout guy, one of the coaches had told me. Definitely surprised for sure.
Yeah. Why were you surprised?
It's just a lot of great players in this league, in the Big 12. But I definitely put in a lot of work, a lot of hours, and just, glad I can get this award for sure.
At the beginning of the year, Tommy had mentioned displeasure with not seeing you on preseason watch lists.
Yep.
Now you're a finalist for that one and this. Do you use any of that as motivation, like I'm better than what the people who are making these decisions think?
For sure. I try not to look at that stuff kind of early on in the season, but, it's just the way that the world works. People show you, people reach out, but like you said, I definitely use it as fuel coming into the season, just to show people that I'm deserving of those awards, deserving to be in those races, and but at the end of the day, I care about winning, so all that stuff really doesn't matter.
Tommy was very humble about winning Coach of the Year, was giving credit to everybody else. What do you think makes him a good coach?
Man, Coach Lloyd, he's amazing. Not only on the court, but off the court. Just the things he's been able to do with this team. We got a majority of freshmen, some transfers, and a couple returners. But the stuff he's just able to do on the fly. He's a great coach, great system, just an amazing person. I'm happy he got that award.
You'd also mentioned that you were under the weather at some point during the season. How did you fight through that?
Just know it's bigger than yourself. Part of something that's big, and we got a lot of stuff we're trying to accomplish. And just one game, you could push through that a game or two, knowing that your teammates are going to pick up the slack. We got great players, and so you just pushing through.
Did you have an IV or anything like Braden did?
I tried it. I definitely tried it. Yeah.
Do you care how many points you score in a given game?
No, like I said earlier, as long as we come out on top of the win, that's really all that matters to me.
You mentioned how you guys all bought into Tommy's philosophy this year. What does it mean to have a guy like Tobe Awaka get the 6th win?
Man, Tobe is a great guy. If you get to know him off the court, very humble. But I'm glad Tobe got that award. Just the stuff he's been able to do. I'm pretty sure he can go anywhere in the country and start and be a top big, but just to have him on our team, you don't have to deal with him running into him and all that other stuff. But kudos to Tobe.
Mo made the all-defensive team, did not get Defensive Player of the Year. If you were to present the case for him to be Defensive Player of the Year, what would you say?
Mo. You've seen what he's doing every night. He's picking up. Our slack as guards. We get beat. Mo's always there. It's clips where I've seen Mo start on the baseline, run back on defense, and chase down block, and then go back down and get a bucket. But Mo's been doing it all year, coming off injury, and doing the stuff that he's doing. I feel like he definitely should have got that award.
Has he blocked you in practice?
No, I stopped going in there. So.
How much motivation is there for this week with the conference tournament? Pretty much feels like you guys are number one. You've won the regular season title. Is there still a desire that this is something you guys want to do and put in the full effort?
For sure. Anytime we're put in a tournament or anything, we want to go in there with 110% and try to go win it. And this Big 12, just looking at the the seedings and everything, there's some great teams that are higher seeds, and so I just look at it as every game's as important as every one. So we just got to go in there, take it game by game, and try to go on top of the trophy.
Freshmen are a little unique in that they've already played in state championships and Team USA and stuff like that. But do you tell them anything about this time of year and how they maybe the tone starts to change?
Yeah, just putting a little bit nugget in their ear and stuff like that. Try not to make too much big of a deal of it. You don't want them overthinking. doing that stuff. So just treat it like a normal game. We've been playing high level, basketball since the beginning of the year. We played Florida our first game, UConn, all these big games. So just treating it like another game, but it means a little bit more. So.
You talked about winning being the most important thing for you. How do you define that? What does it mean to be a winning player?
Just for your character and stuff like that. So everybody has dreams of going to the next level. They definitely want winners. So and the longer that you play, the more opportunity that you get. Not only in March but just throughout your career. And it's just a good look. And nobody likes to lose. Nobody likes that feeling. So just going out there, winning everything you do, whether it's on the court or off the court. So.
Do you feel any pressure? I know you're the leader of the team. You always stay very calm and poised, but you've gotten the MVP chance on senior night and now Big 12 Player of the Year. Does that affect your mentality at all?
Not at all. I'm very grateful for Tucson and the MVP chance and the Player of the Year. I really couldn't do it without my teammates. I think if we don't win the Big 12 regular season championship, I don't get that award. So shout out to all the guys that stepped up throughout the season. And no pressure, just go in there and take care of business.
Do you think it's Final Four or bust for this team?
Not necessarily. We definitely have that, in the back of our minds. We want to get there. But I think game by game, personally, I've never been past the Sweet 16, in my college career. So, I'm going to do that game by game. I'm trying to do that, and then Elite Eight, and then as it starts creeping up, now you're in the Final Four, and so just game by game.
All set.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, that was your Big 12 Player of the Year, Jaden Bradley. I don't know if they're going to bring maybe Toby Walk up there, but if they do, we will head back out to McHale Center and let you hear from him as well. If not, that might be it for today. Your Head Coach of the Year, Tommy Lloyd. Your Big 12 Player of the Year, Jaden Bradley. Thoughts on all of that? 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290. We had a poll on Saturday. The question was, did you believe Jaden Bradley would win Player of the Year in the Big 12? 50% voted yes. 50% voted no. If you voted yes, why did you think he was going to win? If you voted no, why did you not think he was going to win? We've got our Westwood One top plays coming up. Top of the hour, World Baseball Classic, United States, Mexico. Who you got tonight? Where are you watching the game? 520-848-1290. We've got Venezuela leading Nicaragua 1-0 in the second of a game happening right now in Pool D. Venezuela is currently undefeated. Cricket is getting you home. Cricket is always undefeated. In fact, cricket, a little bird tells me, might have something coming up for you in the 5 o'clock hour right now. She's got traffic and weather. It's raining. My wife said it was a torrential downpour in the foothills. What is going on, Cricket?
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Collisions reported Thornydale and Ina and Thornydale, downtown Alameda and Granada. Craycroft and Broadway is clearing, but some really heavy backups eastbound Broadway Boulevard approaching Craycroft. Also slowdowns for both directions of travel on Ajo at Keno, slowing eastbound to Aviation Parkway at Country Club. Rain into the evening, 52 the overnight low, 70 the high tomorrow with a 25% chance of rain. And it is 77 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by WeatherBug.
Get the fastest local alerts and accurate 24/7 forecasts with WeatherBug. It's easy to use and provides real-time customizable alerts so the weather never takes you by surprise. Plan every day with confidence. Download the free WeatherBug app from the App Store now.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Tobacco Barn presents the continuing saga of Captain Tobacco.
We now join our damsel in distress tied to the railroad tracks, a victim of high tobacco prices.
Help! Somebody save me!
Never fear, my dear. Captain Tobacco is here.
Captain, high prices are coming down the track.
You'll never stop my high prices. Pardon me while I untie this fair lady.
It's Tucson's only place to save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products.
There, you're free.
My hero.
Rats.
You'll pay no city or state sales tax because they're on the reservation, and save up to another $3 off with a coupon at tobaccobarntucson.com.
Now for you, high prices, I dare ya.
Hooray!
That's why I'm Captain Tobacco, fighting high tobacco prices everywhere.
Captain, I could just kiss you.
Oh, no.
Oh, brother. Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway, just south of Valencia. Check tobaccobarntucson.com.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-935-2277. 800-935-2277.
Softball and baseball season has arrived in Tucson, and tickets are on sale now. From the greatest setting in softball at Hillenbrand Stadium to the dingers into the Tucson sunset at High Corbett, you won't want to miss any of the action this season. Tell a friend, bring the kids, and spend your evenings at the yard as the Wildcats are sure to put on a show. Get your tickets now by calling 520-621-2287 or visiting ArizonaWildcats.com/tickets. Bear down.
Start your day with Drake C. Toll.
I'm Drake Toll, on the air from 6 a.m. to 9 Eastern, getting you to work every day. To do that with Westwood One, the Oxford University of Names in Sports Media. Buckle up.
Then Black and Abdallah.
That shot was insane.
Is that what you would say on the air?
You're the play-by-play guy.
Abdallah being testy. All right, here we go.
And Westwood One Sports Night.
Stay on the line, get on the call, talk about whatever you want. That's what we're doing on Westwood One Sports Night.
Westwood One Sports Talk. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. DK on the sports tip. So this week, we'll be with you today. We'll be with you tomorrow. And we'll be with you Wednesday in this format. We've also got some baseball coming up tomorrow night. First baseball game broadcast of the year will be here. Wildcats are heading up to Tempe to take on the Sun Devils. That'll be a 6:35 first pitch. I believe our broadcast tomorrow will start around 6:25 on that ball game. Then Thursday, obviously, is a game day, and it starts early with tip-off at noon. We'll be on the air with you at 8:30 in the morning from Rudy Wealth Management. Arizona game day on a Thursday here to get yourself set for the Big 12 Conference semifinals. And then, of course, Friday backs things up a little bit. I think 12:30 airtime. Oh, how about that? Dusty Baker is managing Nicaragua. Did you know Dusty Baker had a connection with Nicaragua?
I had heard that he was going to be over in the Nicaragua dugout this World Baseball Classic. I'm not totally surprised. Dusty's seemingly managed everywhere, so I'm not totally surprised by that.
Well, I would think you have to have some lineage, though, to Nicaragua to be the manager of that team, that country. I mean, that's not. I don't think they're just handing out managerial spots.
I don't know if that's the case for like World Cup.
Now I got to find out.
I don't think in the World Cup there's a requirement, because I think you get a couple of guys that are just really good soccer coaches that'll just coach random countries. I'm not sure.
I got to look this up real quick, because I really need to know the backstory here on what's going on with this. Dusty Baker will manage Nicaragua. He's a legend in the game. Does not say if he has any connection. He has remained in the game working with the Giants franchise as an advisor. When Nicaragua called about this job, Baker had no reason to pass it up. So maybe you can just manage any country. That doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever. I mean, I love Dusty. Dusty was one of my favorite players growing up, but I just don't see the connection to him managing Team Nicaragua. I would think you'd have to have some type of connection, whether your grandmother was from Nicaragua or some type of. I would think you would have to have some type of bloodlines, but it gets blurred sometimes in these international competitions.
So according to what I've been able to find here a little bit, it looks like this was a situation where he was requested to take on the job by a former San Francisco Giant outfielder, Nicaraguan native Marvin Bernard, and a longtime friend George Santiago.
Okay. Yeah, and I've heard of Marvin Bernard.
Yeah, so apparently he just visited with his wife back in 2025. He fell in love with the place and wanted to go ahead and be a part of it once he was offered once he was asked to come and join.
All right. There you go. What do you think of that? What do you think of Dusty Baker managing Nicaragua in the World Baseball Classic? And his pitcher just gave up a home run. There you go.
That sounds like a Dusty Baker special.
Ronald Acuna Jr. just hit a home run.
Oh, well.
Off the pitcher for Nicaragua.
Now I'm not surprised.
There you go. These games are in Miami, I do believe. This is Pool D. Pool D is in Miami. So we've got two American pools, Pool D and Pool B, which is the one where the United States is playing.
Yeah, this is out in Miami, this game.
520-848-1290. What do you think of Dusty Baker managing Nicaragua? Okay, we'll add that to the list of things that we are talking about today, just because I happen to be watching the game, and that's what popped up on the television. All right, so we just heard from Jaden Bradley. We just heard from Tommy Lloyd. I do want to go through the entire list of what was handed out, the awards that were handed out today by the Big 12. And so here's what we got. Player of the Year, Jaden Bradley. Defensive Player of the Year, I don't think there's any question on this one. Flory Badunga from Kansas, whose big block kept the Wildcats from winning the game in Lawrence this year. So Flory Badunga is your Defensive Player of the Year. This is, I don't know if we've had, I'm sure we've had it. Scholar Athlete of the Year is Taman Lipsey from Iowa State. Congratulations to Taman Lipsey, Scholar Athlete of the Year. Freshman of the Year, no question, A.J. DeBonsa from BYU. He was probably, I would imagine if we saw the numbers, he was probably second for Big 12 Player of the Year behind Jaden Bradley. But a freshman, so good on him. He gets that award. Melvin Council Jr., who has been said to be the heart and soul of the Kansas Jayhawks, the transfer. He is your newcomer of the year in the Big 12. Most improved, Christian Anderson, the fabulous guard from Texas Tech. He is the most improved player. Six-man, Toby Walk, Arizona. Coach of the year, Tommy Lloyd from Arizona. All Big 12 first team. 3 players from Arizona, Jaden Bradley, Braden Burries, Motias Krivas, A.J. DeBonsa from BYU, Emmanuel Sharp, Kingston Flemings from Houston. Flemings a freshman. Joshua Jefferson from Iowa State. Flory Badunga from Kansas, Christian Anderson from Texas Tech, JT Toppin from Texas Tech. Surprised, Dragon Ball, that Motias Krivas made the first team in the Big 12.
I am surprised to see it, although not nearly as surprised as the idea that Ivan Karchenkov was not on the defensive team list for the Big 12. That's kind of the biggest omission. I'd like to see if there was a second team, if Ivan was on that, but I'm not total. It's a little surprising just because, again, you see Flory Badunga was in there. I know that if JT Toppin had not gotten the injury, we probably would have seen JT Toppin in that spot over Motias, but it is good to see Krivas getting a little bit of recognition, considering that I think that you could make the argument he is absolutely probably the best two-way center in the conference outside of, again, before JT Toppin's injury. Flory Badunga, Defensive Player of the Year, but we saw it twice when we played against the Jayhawks that the Wildcats were able to kind of let Flory just have the ball where he was going to get it because it was usually on pick-and-roll drives and little lob passes. He didn't have a whole lot of offensive game to him, so I know a lot of people will be assuming that Flory should be getting that center spot in the Big 12 team, but I think Mateus is the right choice there.
You mentioned the all-defensive team being without one, Ivan Karchenkov. That list included two Wildcats. Jaden Bradley was on the all-defensive team this season. We don't talk a lot about JB's defense, but he is a very, very strong defender. Motias Krivas, obviously. Emmanuel Sharp from Houston. Joseph Tugler, Jojo Tugler from Houston. Taman Lipsey from Iowa State. And Flory Badunga from Kansas. They say a tie resulted in an extra position being added to the team. So whoever were the last ones on the list was a tie. So congratulations to those guys. All freshman team, Braden Burries, Koa Pete, AJ DeBonsa, Kingston Flemings, Darren Peterson makes the all freshman team. Do you have any problems with that?
No, I think that Darren Peterson is still arguably one of the top freshmen, not just in the Big 12 in the country. It's just a matter of there's been a lot of talk about his cramping and everything else like that. It doesn't take away from the level of talent that Peterson puts on the court when he is able to play. It's not necessarily a shock to see him make it. I think it's more of a shock that people are saying that we need to start putting in NBA level rules of, well, he only qualifies for a first team All-NBA if he plays 65 games. Are we going to start saying that like, well, you can only make first team Big 12 if you play 20 games of the season or something to that nature? I'm waiting for that eventual description to come out for the rules, and the rules committee, I'm sure, is down the road.
We'll wrap it up with the all-newcomer team. Cameron Carr from Baylor, Themis Folks from Central Florida, Baba Miller from Cincinnati, Melvin Council Jr. we mentioned, and Donovan Atwell, who hit a big shot to help Texas Tech beat Arizona. Those were your all-newcomers of the year. What do you think about that whole list? Big 12 Players of the Year. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. No Ivan Karchenkov on the all-defensive team. We'll dive into all of that and much more coming up for you in the 5 o'clock hour. Top of the hour, World Baseball Classic, United States versus Mexico. If Team Mexico is going to get to the knockout round, what has to happen? Who do you think gets them there? 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. We did not get to we will next, top of this hour, we'll get you your Westwood One top play. I believe it is an NBA play today. We'll get you that here coming up. The game doesn't start for a while, so you got plenty of time to get a bet in on this game that we're going to give you tonight. I believe it's the Knicks and the Clippers, and that game does not start till after 7 o'clock. So plenty of time on a league night when there's only 5 games going on in the league, one of them involving my Cleveland Cavaliers. Dragon Ball is here. He's got everything happening in sports here in Southern Arizona as well as sports around the world.
And looking at the weekend that was, it was a broom-filled weekend for both Arizona baseball and softball. Both clubs able to go ahead and finish sweeps against their opponents. Baseball managed to score no less than 6 runs in each of their games against Fresno State, including a 14-4 finale on Sunday. Andrew Kane managing to knock out a home run in a 3-run, 3 RBI performance for him. On the softball side, the Cats finished each of their games after 5 innings, scoring 13, 8, and 16 in the 3 games, including a shutout with Riley Holder holding court on that day with 3 innings of solid pitching there. And looking over at the NBA, the Suns have actually surpassed last season's win total already this year with 37 victories, and it was another strong performance by the Suns, able to go ahead and lean on a 30-point night from Devin Booker. Kaman Malawak came in with 9 boards, as well as another solid performance by Jalen Green, 30 minutes with 24 points scored for him as a starter in the squad. And Devin Booker mentioned a little bit that the Suns surpassing last year's win total and what it meant for him and the rest of the squad.
It starts in day one, before day one. Obviously, a lot of changes since then. And we just came in with, a fresh new energy. We came in and, we worked together, kept the main thing, and, we have a good group of guys that, everybody is on the same page. So win, lose, or draw is fun to be a part of.
Still in the 7th spot right now, so they're in the play-in spot, but the Suns get the day off before they go ahead and turn their attention to Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Bucks on Wednesday. Meanwhile, the Cardinals are already busy with their free agency pool, getting off on the right foot so far, agreeing to terms with former Falcons running back Tyler Algier for a 2-year contract worth over $12 million after 4 years in Atlanta. Joining him will also be Chiefs former backup quarterback Gardner Minshew, agreeing to a 1-year deal with the expectations he will back up Jacoby Brissett for the 2026 season, and former Steelers guard Isaac Seumalo agreeing to a 3-year deal with the Cardinals as well. But sadly, though, safety Jalen Thompson has been confirmed to agree with a contract that will send him to the Dallas Cowboys. I'm Dragon Ball with your 2020 Sports Update here on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Softball and baseball season has arrived in Tucson, and tickets are on sale now. From the greatest setting in softball at Hillenbrand Stadium to the dingers into the Tucson sunset at High Corbett, you won't want to miss any of the action this season. Tell a friend, bring the kids, and spend your evenings at the yard, as the Wildcats are sure to put on a show. Get your tickets now by calling 520-621-2287 or visiting ArizonaWildcats.com/tickets. Bear down.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Collisions at a reported Broadway and Prudence and Broadway, Fairview and Miracle Mile. Some westbound backups actually on Miracle Mile as you approach Flowing Wells. Craycroft and Broadway clearing, heavy eastbound backups on Broadway at Craycroft. Heavy slowdowns at Alvernon and Grant each direction due to road work. There is going to be some rain into the evening in the overnights. 52 our overnight low. 70 the high tomorrow with a 25% chance of rain. 77 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by My Doctor Now, your same-day family doctor.
Never wait to see your family doctor again. At My Doctor Now, you don't need to take time off work or even schedule ahead. Open 7 days a week. It's your family doctor. Available same day, every day, guaranteed. Go to My Doctor Now, your same-day family doctor.
Psst. Hey, Gary, check it out.
What's he doing?
Don't bother me. Is he...
I think he is. William?
Don't bother me.
Are you daydreaming?
I was. Now I'm talking to you. You look like you were 1,000,000 miles away.
I've been reading this book.
How to Be Happy While Still Being Grumpy?
By Frederick J. Fuzzypants?
I've learned I'm happiest when I know our customers get an early Alaskification. It's one of the best ways to catch trouble before it happens. And I've learned I'm happiest when we promise no breakdowns for a year.
What else? What else makes you happy?
That's it. Alaskifications make me happy.
Alaskifications make our customers happy.
Gary's right. Getting your AC ready for the Arizona heat is important.
It's the most thorough tune-up for the money in town.
And that's how we promise no breakdowns for an entire year.
William, what are you doing now?
I've never seen this before.
Is he?
I think he is. William, are you smiling?
AlaskanAC.com.
Schedule now.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Day in and day out, we're inundated with commercials asking to review your portfolio or telling you to get a second opinion. This is Natalie Fernandez with Meridian Wealth Management, and I want to share the advice I give people every day. Talk to 3 different advisors at 3 different firms. It's important to understand their differences and find someone you can trust. I want Meridian to be one of your 3, and then you will decide who is best for you. To learn more, call us at 719-1433 today.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
You know it. Your neighbors know it. And let's face it, the mailman knows it too. Your yard just isn't what it used to be. But thankfully, Dorado Rock Materials can get you, well, your yard anyway, back to what it once was. And even better, Dorado Rock Materials has just what your yard needs, from decorative rock to boulders and everything in between, brought right to you. And if you need help spreading it, we can help with that too. Dorado Rock Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be signs that your digestive system isn't working at its best? But taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil supports your daily digestive health using a special plant-based fiber called psyllium. Psyllium works by forming a gel in your digestive system to trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Metamucil's gelling action also helps to promote heart health and slows down sugar absorption to promote healthy blood sugar levels. Start feeling lighter and more energetic by taking Metamucil every day.
Hi, you know me, Scott Lehman from ScottSaysYes.com. Check out this month's Wildcats Radio 1290 Community Calendar powered by Premier Auto Center.
Visit the Wildcats Radio 1290 Community Calendar at wildcatsradio1290.com to find out what community events are coming up in the Tucson area. You can also find Wildcats Radio 1290 events, upcoming sporting events, and more. Get the details and get involved with our community at wildcatsradio1290.com.
Go to ScottSaysYes.com today.
Nobody covers your cats like we do. We are the home of your Arizona Wildcats. KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hour number 3 of our show on this Monday. Hope you had an awesome weekend. I was here really late Sunday morning. We got off the air at 2 a.m. post-game show. I don't think I walked out of the building until around 4:45. Some of that was basketball. Some of that was daylight savings time. Which you're probably saying, well, we don't do daylight savings time here in Arizona, DK. Why would that affect us? Well, in radio, it is the 2 worst days of the year.
This is another a situation in which you are not very appreciative of the East Coast.
Exactly. This gives me another reason to hate the East Coast. Exactly. Everything has to be changed. As you probably have noticed on the air, all your shows were moved up an hour today. You get your fun. I said it last week. You get your extra hour of Jim Rome back now. That's the one good thing about summertime. You get your 3 hours of Jim Rome instead of just 2. We hate that we have to cut him off every November through March, but that's kind of the way this daylight savings time thing works. If they get rid of it, that's actually one of the things that I would care less. I could care less whether we have it or not. If they wanted to get rid of that, I would be all right with that. I don't know that it has any tremendous effect on my life.
Yeah, but knowing them, they probably replace it with moonlight savings time or something like that.
Moonlight savings time. All right, Dragon Ball. I don't know about that one right there, but moonlight savings time. Hey, if they want to do that, I'm all for whatever they want to call it. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Cricket's going to be coming up here shortly, and I hear she might have something for you. So don't go too far away. Cricket might have something for you that she, her tickets were just, her pockets were just bulging last week with stuff. So a lot of good stuff from her as well. All right, over the weekend, so we baseball. So we did the show Friday from High Corbett Field, and I said on Friday, I think the pitching is starting to come around. I had a good feeling about what I'd seen the weekend before in Las Vegas, and boy, did that carry over into the series against Fresno State. The Wildcat pitchers held Fresno State scoreless for the first 15 innings of that series this weekend. It was a 3-game sweep for U of A. Owen Kramkowski was fabulous on Friday night. So fabulous that he got an award today, too, from the Big 12 Conference. Owen Kramkowski is your Big 12 Pitcher of the Week for his outing on Friday night against Fresno State. 6 scoreless innings, had 12 strikeouts. One of our local kids from out of Sahuarita allowed just 5 hits in that game. Got the victory, a 6-0 shutout for the Wildcats. And then Saturday, it was it was a 2-zip game for the majority of it. Then it got out of whack late as the two teams combined to score 12 runs over the final 2+ innings. But the Wildcats held on and won that game 9-5. And then they went out and beat up the Bulldogs 14-4 on Sunday. So a 3-game sweep. Arizona suddenly has won 5 of their last 6. And Smith Bailey. How about Smith Bailey on Saturday night? 7 innings, 9 strikeouts. This is what I'm talking about, folks. The starting pitching just got off to a little bit of a slow start. We know these guys are good. We know Owen Kramkowski. We saw what he could do last year. Smith Bailey's got nasty stuff. We didn't know much about Luke Flauta, but Luke Flauta was pretty decent again yesterday. That's back-to-back starts from now for him since they put him into that starting rotation and took Colin McKinney out. Colin McKinney's got some work to do if he wants to get himself back into the rotation. But Luke Flauta, and then our guy, we talked to one of the relievers, McLean Roberts, on Friday, and he went out and tossed a couple of shutout innings yesterday to keep his slate fairly clean. He's pitched extremely well. 2 innings out of the 2 hours. I think he's at 9 innings now out of in relief and killing it with 14 strikeouts. McLean Roberts. I talked to, he went to Pima, pitched to Pima the last 2 years before transferring over to U of A. I was talking to Ken Hockamy because I went up to the Pima basketball game on Friday. Was it Friday? Thursday. Went up there Thursday night, and actually I think it was after Friday night's game, though. It was because it was after we talked to him on Friday. That was at the women's game. I was talking to Ken Hockamy, and he was like, oh, my God, did not have enough great things to say about McLean Roberts and how hard he worked in that Pima program and how fine a young man he was to be around. Those are the kind of things you like to hear from JC coaches about kids, because not all those kids that go through JC are doing it with the right mentality. But it sounds like McLean Roberts is definitely one of those kids. So good to see him kind of continue stuff. Didn't walk anybody yesterday either. Continues to put up some great splits this season. 14 strikeouts. So this is McLean Roberts has now pitched 9 innings. This would be one hell of a 9-inning line. 9 innings, 0 runs, 4 hits, 14 strikeouts. That would be one heck of a start. McLean Roberts has done that in 4 outings this year of relief for your Arizona Wildcats. 9 innings, 4 hits, 14 Ks, 0 walks. Sean Kinney must be salivating from what he's seen from McLean Roberts out of the bullpen for Arizona baseball. If you were there over the weekend, want to hear from you. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. In fact, do we have highlights? Yeah, let's hear some highlights from the win on Sunday for Arizona baseball.
Andrew Kane to the plate for the Wildcats. He swings at the first pitch. It's lined right by first. Out there for a base hit. Lira slow to leave second, but he's waved around third. Andrew Kane with a double that plates the first run for the Wildcats, and we're all even here in the bottom of the first. With a pair of doubles, 3 RBI, and 2 runs scored. Mikalakis has just been incredibly busy at the plate. And he swings, hits this one right by the diving Owen Faust. Kane is waved around. 3 straight hits for the Wildcats, and Arizona takes the lead 2-1 here in the first. Mikalakis continues his stellar weekend. We're here in the second inning, and Luke Flata already have 42 pitches. The 3-2 swung on and missed. Luke Flata strikes out the side in order. Nate Nowitzki, by the way, also had that error defensively. Makes up for that as Andrew Kane rips this one deep out to right field. Way out of here and gone. Andrew Kane with Arizona's second home run of the inning. And the Wildcats keep on piling them on.
Andrew Kane out of Ironwood Ridge High School. Love to see that from the hometown kid. 14-4, so the Wildcats gave up just 9 runs this weekend and scored 29 to get the 3-game sweep. On to Tempe for the non-conference game. They're back to playing 5 games this year, U of A and ASU, 3 in conference, 2 in the non-conference. So wherever the conference season is, the conference series, I should say, is they play the 2 non-conference games at the other site. So they'll play 3 games in conference here in Tucson. They'll play the 2 non-conference games in Tempe up at Phoenix Municipal Stadium. Paul Skeens gets the ball tonight for the United States against Mexico. He's already looking good. He's already looking like he's in mid-season form. Check out those spikes, man. Those are some nice-looking red, white, and blue Nike spikes he's got on there.
It's Skeens Day, everybody. It's Skeens Day.
Let's just hope he doesn't do anything crazy out there. I don't want to
lost that fastball. Lost that one.
Mexico and the United States just getting underway in the World Baseball Classic. Again, I want to know what you think on that. Who do you got? 520-848-1290. The Mexicans are 2-0. The Americans are 2-0 to start this tournament. 4 games in pool play and then the knockout stage to come. All right, I do want to. So there was some. It's funny because in college we're in the midst of all the college basketball tournaments, and some of the men's tournaments, smaller men's tournaments, were played this past week. We've already punched some tickets and some bids to the NCAA tournament. A lot of the tournaments are going to be going on the bigger schools in this week. Some are kind of bridging. Started late last week. A bridge through the weekend will be completed early in the week before the main tournaments get going. We have already had some dramatics. How about the game over the weekend between Navy and Boston?
You keep the ball out of Benini's hands. Be tough to do. He's not going to give it up now.
Final ticks. Major League Player of the Year speeding in. Gets the lay-in. Men's lead. BU chance back. Gladden. Go! Chance Gladden sends BU to the title game.
I mean, craziness.
Top seed falls just before the title game.
Oh man, that seems to happen a lot. Navy, that's the Patriot League right there, folks. That's it. I just love it. And it's funny because I'm sure there's buzzer beaters all throughout the season, but it seems like there's something different to them when they come in this setting of March when teams are trying to clinch spots in the NCAA tournament. No question about that. Good stuff right there. All right, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. We are joined by the third member of our team. Her name is Cricket. Let me Cricket's camera so the people can see her. There she is. She's got her true religion hat on today. You got anything? You got any? You want to? So what we may still.
We're all wearing hats.
Yeah,
I don't know. I rarely see Dragon Ball wearing a hat.
I haven't gotten a haircut in ages. So
I need one too. We should cut each other's hair.
That would be an interesting show.
You know what? It's cheap.
It is.
It's cheap.
It is, as long as you can use scissors, I suppose.
So you may have to we may have to have you start coming in with some type of quote or verse of the day. Would you be comfortable with that? Giving us like a verse of the day.
Like, I mean, what do you mean? Like a poem I find, or
it can be a poem. It can be true religion. It can be anything like that. Since you're the what did I call you last week?
I forget what you call me many things.
You're the theologian. you're the theologian in our community here.
I don't even know what that means.
Theology, I believe, is the study of religion.
Is it? Yeah, you're the theologian of our. Come on.
I don't even know what that
really
means.
In school?
Yeah. I don't even know what that means.
I hear you got something, Cricket.
Maybe.
What you got?
Well, the Roadrunners no longer roading, so to speak. Well, now they're the home runners.
I see what you did there.
Hey, you like that?
The home runners.
How's that for my verse?
Because they've been on the. There you go.
Is that my verse?
That's your first verse.
Okay, fair enough.
The Roadrunners are no longer roading. They are now the home
runners. Yeah.
Crickets. We might have to we'll have to write all these down. And maybe we'll have a Crickets verse of the week.
Or like at the end of the year. Highlights of the year.
Highlights of the year.
The best of.
Yes.
It'll be short. The best of. The team is home tomorrow night at the Tucson Arena against Henderson to start a 4-game homestand. In fact, the Runners will play 6 of their next 8 at home.
All right.
Home runners.
Glad to have the boys back.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I got tickets not for tomorrow night's game, but a 4-pack to the Roadrunners game on Friday night, March 27th against Ontario.
All right, that'll be 2 weeks from this Friday. If my U-High math is correct.
Very good. We'll take caller 1 right now, 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Caller 1 gets a 4-pack to see McCartney, Poganski, Agazzino, Rooney, and Stauber. Is it Stauber or Stauber?
Stauber. Look at you knowing all the players.
Did
you go to a game over the week? Did you go to one of the games recently and not tell us?
Maybe.
Oh.
Tucson and Ontario at the Tucson Arena Friday night, March 27th, and good luck to you.
All right, that is caller number 1 right now, getting that 4-pack to see the Roadrunners, who will be home actually tomorrow, like she said. They got a midweek series Tuesday and Wednesday against Henderson. I have to get out there. I've been to one game so far this year, so I'm going to have to see if I can get out there and see another one. Wait, what's up with all this rain?
I have no idea. It's strange, and it's a thunderstorm.
My wife said it was almost like a summertime storm that came through there about an hour ago up in the foothills.
Can you guys hear the thunder in this
we could
soundproof?
Hear it.
It's loud.
Lightning and the thunder.
And the thunder rolls, and the lightning strikes.
You guys got the varying songs going on right now.
Thunder.
Lightning and the thunder rolls. Both of those are country songs, aren't they, or no?
Yeah, well, and you also got to throw in AC/DC, Thunderstruck.
Thunder.
Yep.
That's the one I like. Thunderstruck.
The
All
beat.
Right. Cricket's getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and what's happening out there with that crazy weather.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio, 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Collisions reported River Road near La Cholla, Prudence, and Broadway. Fairview and Miracle Mile. Golf links east of Pantano reported as a vehicle fire. Some slowing southbound I-19 near Irvington, Ajo, and Mission busy westbound and southbound, and more slowing both directions on Alvernon at Grant. There is going to be rain into the evening, into the overnights, 52 the low, 70 the high tomorrow, with a chance of rain tomorrow as well. It's 72. And I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here helping you beat the books with Westwood One Sports. sports. New York about a 2-point road favorite at LA tonight in pro basketball, and that's the LA team in blue. New York lost to the LA team in purple on Sunday and blew out Denver on Friday night. New York is so inconsistent from night to night. I think you get a big bounce-back effort. Give me New York tonight laying the 2 at Los Angeles. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
Around Tucson, you've probably seen Cruise on the road across our community. Because Cruise isn't just another law firm, we care about this community. And when one of our own is injured in an accident, we can help. Call 520-567-8000. Cruise & Associates, a firm you know, help you can trust.
This report is sponsored by WeatherBug.
Get the fastest local alerts and accurate 24/7 forecasts with WeatherBug. It's easy to use and provides real-time customizable alerts, so the weather never takes you by surprise. Plan every day with confidence. Download the free WeatherBug app from the App Store now.
Find what you love and love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, find what you love only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly, B21.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a staff accountant at the height of tax season.
Congrats, looks like the company owes, $50 in taxes. How about that?
That seems low. Why only 50?
Why do you care so much? It's not your money.
This is a job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Find what you love and love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, find what you love only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly, B21.
My heat and air, we're in a state of disrepair.
Spring is in the air and our warm temperatures are about to turn hot. Now is the time to take advantage of pre-summer savings before the hot summer weather. Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing is offering 5-year, no-interest financing on the installation of Green HVAC systems, OAC. Call now for your free estimate, 520-492-0748, or make your appointment online at picturerockschooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Tucson, get ready. Championship golf is back. The Cologuard Classic by Exact Sciences tees off March 20th through the 22nd at La Paloma Country Club and the Westin La Paloma Resort and Spa. PGA Tour champions battle it out for the legendary Conquistadors Helmet Trophy. And it's all for a great cause, benefiting colorectal cancer awareness and youth sports. Don't miss it. March 20th through the 22nd. Get your tickets now at CologuardClassic.com.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance, making it easy to save you money. When you bundle your auto policy with home, condo, or renters, you'll earn a multi-policy discount. Easy to bundle, easy to save. Visit Progressive.com.
Everyone loves to get together for food, fun, and sports. But what's the best spot? I'm Josh Bishop, owner of Fork and Fire, Catalina, and Oro Valley. My brother, best friend, and I have been cooking for one another and for our neighbors for years. And we get to live our passion every day at Fork and Fire. At our Catalina Grill, you'll love the elevated bar fare and barbecue, served in our relaxed and fun neighborhood grill. Fork and Fire Catalina, where great food meets good times and a strong community. Bring everyone on down to Fork and Fire in Catalina and Oro Valley.
From offices and warehouses to retail spaces and restaurants, the right lighting transforms your environment. At Arizona Commercial Lighting, we've been proudly locally owned and operated for nearly 40 years. Our extensive inventory of in-stock lighting solutions is designed to meet both commercial and residential needs, with quality, variety, and value you won't find anywhere else. Visit us at 1436 East 17th Street or explore our offerings online at azcommerciallighting.com. Be sure to ask about available TEP rebates. Arizona Commercial Lighting, powering business through precision lighting.
Wow, this is bad.
Oh no, how bad? When will my AC be fixed?
You know, I don't know. It's your flux capacitor. They don't make them anymore. Special order. Couple grand easy.
Oh my God, what?
Don't get air-conned into paying for shoddy service and stuff you don't need. Put Goodfellas on the job. Goodfellas AC will repair or install your AC the right way the first time. You'll know up front exactly what it'll cost and how long it'll take. No surprises and free second opinions. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports. The She Believes Cup is back on home soil.
The U.S. they'll look to quickly get on the front foot, get numbers forward while Columbia gets back. Jaden Shaw dribbling inside the 18. She finds Alyssa Thompson free at the top of the box. Thompson banks it home!
That's Allie Trost-Martin with the call right here on Westwood One as Alyssa Thompson struck in the 82nd minute Saturday. The late goal lifted the United States past Colombia 1-0 and secured the Americans their 8th She Believes Cup title. For head coach Emma Hayes, moments like this are part of a bigger movement. Athletes using their platforms to push women's sports forward.
The important thing I always say is I'm always going to champion women trying to improve and better everything that comes with it, whether it's facility-based, whether it's equity-based, whether it's pay-based. So I support improving everything that comes with women's sports.
With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Maggie Gray on Westwood One.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price since 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
Greg is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Hi, I'm Greg. I'm not an actor. I'm just a regular person. 8 years ago, I just didn't feel like I was on my game. I started taking Prevagen, and I want people to know that Prevagen has worked for me. Give it a try. I want it to help you just like it has helped me.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Yeah. That goes out to one of our biggest fans, Amy Burton, who checks in on the text group. She says, hey, guys, Thunderstruck is my favorite song for 2 reasons. One, it's the theme song for the Micah Mountain Thunderbolts, who are just winning all kinds of state championships this year in just year 5. And she also says it's a damn good drinking game. Did you know that? Thunderstruck was a drinking game. Have you ever played the Thunderstruck drinking game? Well, I know you haven't played it.
I was going to say,
because you don't drink.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm probably the worst person to ask that question.
I did not know there was a drinking game for Thunder. Now I got to go look this up and maybe play it at some point. That would be kind of cool. Thanks, Amy, for putting me onto a game that I had no knowledge of, but we'll have to find out about. Very much so. Pump that up a little bit more, DJ Dragon Ball. Thunderstruck! All right. We'll get pulled down off our video platforms for playing that song right there. 520-848-1290. I don't care. 520-848-1290 is the number to get on the program. T-Money, you're on DK on the Sports Tip, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hey, guys. Just want to talk about the Big 12 handing out their awards. I did not see Jaden Bradley getting Player of the Year award, but there is justice in the world. Like that totally deserved, well deserved. And that's the difference between coaches picking awards and media picking the awards. Big 12 media is a joke. They don't want us here. That's why we're coming type situation. But, to see the Cats just up and down. When the Star dropped it, just up and down. The only person who didn't get his flowers was Korchenkov.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking nothing is totally objective. I think there's some subjective type. There's other reasons behind why they kowtowed and gave U of A their flowers is because they're tired of getting beat down and they didn't want to give them any bulletin board material going into Kansas City. So they decided to get the ring and move on. Hey, what do you guys think about them playing this tournament on that huge iPad? I am not a fan.
Yeah, I watched some of it. I watched some of the women's tournament, and, it's busy. It's a little busy for me, but I'll probably have a better – I only caught it in phases. It wasn't like I had to sit there and watch an entire game when I was watching, just kind of picking up some of the women's stuff. But talk to me after Thursday or Tuesday. I might watch more games tomorrow. I might have a better opinion for you. It's busy, but I think it's whatever. It's the world we live in right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a glass half full or half empty. I'm like glass fell off the table type person. I don't know. It's like surface level concern is the slippage.
Yeah.
But, what about ACLs, MCLs, ankles? There's probably not enough data. There's not enough games played on that surface. But, God forbid something stupid happens to somebody before the actual tournament. But, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I am glad that the Big 12 did honor Arizona and kind of tip the hat and say, you know what? Yeah, we know that you guys just came in and took over this conference. So that was cool to see.
There you go. Well, Team Money, I appreciate you chiming in today.
Gentlemen, bear down.
Absolutely, bear down. 520-848-1290. And here's the thing with the glass floor. I think, we're calling it that. And we're saying that. I don't know that it's not like you're playing on actual glass. I think it's just more of a transparent surface, glass-like surface. I don't know. It's not like the glass that you're drinking out of at home. You know what I mean? It's not that type of glass. So whatever it is that they're, again, I've never seen it. I've never stepped on it. So I can't. I would love to be there just to maybe have a chance to put my foot on it and give you an indication. I'm pretty sure it plays like a lot of normal surfaces. It's just some type of transparent type of technology, and it might be interesting. We might have to see if we can get the folks on who put this all together this week, and for a better explanation of what it actually is. Because we're calling it glass, but I don't think it's like glass in the terms that we all believe of what glass is. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Because, you wouldn't put something out there that would obviously be detrimental to players' health. And I don't, there was maybe some early slippage, I think, the first couple of women's games, but I didn't hear anything in terms of, there were no major injuries that came out of it. And so I think in terms of that aspect of it, I don't foresee there being any issues for these teams as they move forward into this week. Again, we'll be on the air at 8:30 a.m. on Thursday at 8:30 a.m. because the Wildcats will play at 12 o'clock in their first round game. 520-848-1290 again is the number to get in on the program. All right, before we get to our next break, I do want to, again, we talked a little bit about Arizona baseball, but Arizona softball also swept their series over the weekend against BYU. They beat up on the Cougars, to say the least. Let's hear some highlights from Game 3 of that series.
Out front, Villegas. Hard hit ball. Crushed that thing over the wall. 3-run shot right on cue. Jenna Sniffen helps the Wildcats take the 5-2 lead.
Well, this
This is a great sign for Caitlin Lowe and for Arizona. We've talked so much about the top of the lineup, but we've just kind of been waiting for a little bit of the spark for the bottom half, and this is that spark.
Drives that one dead center. Up and gone. Sydney Stewart has entered the chat with a 2-run home run. Full count pitch. Rounded up the middle. That's going to bring in 1. Gonna bring in 2. Taylor Beal continues her hot start.
Second RBI single of the day, and this is just so simple. Hadn't swung the bat in 5 pitches. Count is full. Sees a pitch that's not a bad spot by Schuler. It's low, it's away, and Taylor Beal just sees it so deep. Doesn't try to do too much.
Schuler.
Big weekend for the Arizona softball team as they sweep the BYU Cougars. They have won now 8 consecutive games, and they have won those 8 games all by run rule. How about that? Ties a program record for most consecutive run rule wins. Arizona will hit the road for the second week of conference play. It is a big series as they'll head down to Lubbock this weekend to take on the second-ranked Red Raiders. So a good build-up to what will be their first big series of the conference season against the team that made it all the way to the national championship contest a year ago. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. I mentioned I was up on West Anklam Road this past weekend. Big wins up there. Both the Pimo men and women won their region tournaments, and they will find out their seedings tomorrow. The NJCAA basketball selection process will be tomorrow, so we'll know that. The women won on Friday night, and we were up at that game, had a chance to catch up with Kylie Sowers-Miller after the game. I want to give this to you before we get to break here. Kylie had 18 points, 13 rebounds, and 1 big block down the stretch that secured the win for the Aztecs. This was Kylie after the ball game. And to kind of help this team seal this game today?
I know we had to do what we had to do to come in, and we had to do anything to stop them from scoring. So what we did is we denied them, and we had a person outlet. So, we just took the block, and we turned it into addition offense. So it was a big play of the game.
You guys got down in that fourth quarter. What was key about to turning that around and putting yourselves back up in front?
One of the main things we talked about in the locker room before we even touched floor today was keep going, keep going, keep going. And in that huddle, that's what Coach Todd emphasized. Keep going, keep going. And even though people weren't doing good on the offensive side, people stepped up on the defensive side, and that's what they kept on doing. Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Alicia just comes up real close to another triple-double. What's been fun about playing with her this season?
Alicia is probably one of the best point guards I've ever played with. I mean, we all knew she deserved player of the game, and I feel like she knew what we needed to do. And we even talked about before the whole game that we need to put them on our backs and go, and that's exactly what she did. Put us on our back, and she went.
Player of the year for you. Just kind of break down this year for me, how you felt about it going in and the things you were able to accomplish during this regular season.
Last year I had the option to go D1 to bigger schools, but we went to the national championship and we did come up short, so I knew we had to come back and handle business. So right now we're just seeking for a national title, and with this team, I know we are capable of doing it.
What have you learned about yourself as a leader on this team?
Low-key, I just need to control my emotions a little better in hectic situations. But other than that, I feel like I'm a good addition to the team, and everybody here is a great addition to our team.
Lucy Fisher, with some of those jumpers outside, what was she able to do for this team this season?
Fisher's taught to hit the little jumpers in times like this when we need her. So I feel like we just give her the ball, she hits the jumpers, and we're already running back on D. We counted on her in tough times, and she pulled through.
Everything that Coach went through this summer with his heart, what does it mean to hand that trophy to him tonight?
We knew what we had to do. We knew he wanted this more and we knew he wanted this more for Roz to have the best game of our home court, the best one that we've ever had. I mean, you've seen the game. We played our hearts out, and we left nothing else on the court.
Tell me about Coach Roz and what he's meant to you over these 2 years.
Coach Roz is my all-time GOAT. I mean, I wouldn't be where I am without him up my butt every 24/7 during practices. But, he's definitely the annoying grandpa you could look up to. But I'm definitely going to miss him, and I hope that he continues to be on the sideline of Pima.
Allie, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Coach Roz is like the annoying grandpa you look up to. That might be one of the best quotes that I've heard in a long time. DK on the sports tip, 520-848-1290. If you're a Pima Aztec supporter, how you feeling about your two basketball teams winning region championships together back-to-back? It doesn't always happen that way. We don't always get both teams hosting for both the semifinals and the finals 4 straight nights of winning basketball up on West Anklam Road. Both the men and the women headed to the national tournaments. We'll find out where tomorrow. One segment left to go. No score in Houston, Mexico versus the United States in the World Baseball Classic. We will get you your Westwood One top play. I promise we will do that when we come back. We'll get you a really good play on the basketball on the NBA side tonight. Cricket is getting you home, though, every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together. Collisions that are reported at Ina and Oracle and Ina with mostly some westbound slowing. River Road near La Cholla from earlier, Broadway and Prudence, and also Fairview and Miracle Mile. Got some slowing as usual. Some busy travel, that is, for Ajo and Keno. There's road work there. More road work at Palo Verde and Irvington. There is a chance, or it's going to be some rain into the evening, into the overnights. 52 the low, 70 the high tomorrow with a chance of rain tomorrow. It's 72 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by WeatherBug.
Get the fastest local alerts and accurate 24/7 forecasts with WeatherBug. It's easy to use and provides real-time customizable alerts so the weather never takes you by surprise. Plan every day with confidence. Download the free WeatherBug app from the App Store now.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55-plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
En garde! U.S. Olympians do it. Your neighbor's kid does it. And yes, it's the only socially acceptable way to carry a sword. Fencing. No, not the kind that keeps dogs in. This is the Olympic and Paralympic sport for all ages. Fencing is fun, safe, and welcoming. Physical chess that builds both body and mind. Kids and adults make friends fast, stay active, and even open doors to college programs nationwide. Learn more and find beginner classes near you at usafencing.org/tryfencing.
Family outgrowing your car? Hughes Federal Credit Union can help you get the car you want and the rate you need. Hughes is one of the only financial institutions in the country that doesn't switch loan rates based on a qualified buyer's credit score. That means you get our one-rate guarantee regardless of your credit score. We promise. When it's time for your next new or used car, Hughes is here to take you further. Check out our low rates on hughesfcu.org/auto and apply today. Certain restrictions apply. Insured by NCUA.
JT Auto, where customers are family. Trust your vehicle to JT Auto professional and reliable automotive repair and maintenance services. JT Auto is conveniently located off Fort Lowell and Country Club. Open Monday through Friday. JT Auto is a full-service auto shop with satisfaction guaranteed, offering you the best in tires and wheels, auto repair, oil changes, computer diagnostics, suspension and brake service, and heating and AC. Bring your car to JT Auto, where customers are family. 623-7066. That's 623-7066.
My gosh, Ted, why are you digging up the yard?
I'm looking for that stupid pipe. The bathroom drain is still clogged.
Shouldn't we call Goodfellas AC and Plumbing? You know, the professionals?
I found the pipe.
Whatever clogs your drains, leave it to the professionals at Goodfellas AC and Plumbing. The choice your family can count on for quick, reliable plumbing service using Permaliner to fix pipes and drains without digging up the yard. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
The Miami Dolphins have signed QB Malik Willis to a huge deal to make him their starter next season. Willis started in one game last season for the Green Bay Packers, where he lost to the Baltimore Ravens, throwing for just under 300 yards and 1 touchdown. This is clearly a sign that the Dolphins are tanking. Take a flyer on Willis, albeit an expensive one, and draft your future next year. Either way, the March for Arch is on. I'm Adam Abdallah.
Love college basketball? Gear up for another exciting season of college ball with a special offer from BetMGM. Sign in to your BetMGM account and enjoy a college basketball odds boost token to snag even more winnings on your next bet. It's easy. Just log into the BetMGM Sportsbook app, add any college basketball bet to your bet slip, and activate your odds boost token. If you win your bet with your token activated, you'll score extra winnings. It's that simple. 3 quick steps and you could be on your way to extra winnings if your next bet hits. Log in and enjoy our Odds Boost token to help you create another memorable season of college ball. Get off the bench, join the huddle, and head for the net with BetMGM all season long. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Must be 21 years of age or older. Arizona only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. See BetMGM.com for terms.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Final segment of our show. I've got to play this one more time. This is so great. Kylie Sowers-Miller of the Pima Aztecs talking about assistant coach Jim Rossborough. Let's hear this one more time.
Coach Ross is my all-time GOAT. I mean, I wouldn't be where I am without him up my butt every 24/7 during practices. But, you know, he's definitely the annoying grandpa you could look up to. But I'm definitely going to miss him, and I hope that he continues to be on the sideline of Pima.
He's the annoying grandpa. I wouldn't be where I'm at without him up my butt every day. Gotta love Kylie Sowers-Miller. Gotta love you, some Coach Jim Rossborough, for sure. And it was awesome after how about this? After the game on Friday night, they cut down the nets. If you head on over to our Twitter page, you'll see the video of this, Wildcats 1290. They cut down the nets, and the last cut went to Coach Todd Holthouse, and he came down the ladder, and he went and took the net, and he hung it around Jim Rossborough's neck. So cool. What a moment. What a moment for the Pima Aztecs. More moments to come as they go to the national tournament. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. United States and Mexico playing in the World Baseball Classic. So Nick Gonzalez from Cienega High School is playing this year for Team Mexico. Team Mexico has had Tucson connections in the past. Alex Verdugo played on Team Mexico in the 2023 World Baseball Classic. Alex, however, is not playing in the WBC this year. He's trying to get a job in baseball, so he's in camp this year with the San Diego Padres on a minor league deal, which hopefully he'll be able to parlay into a major league situation as time goes on. But No Alex Verdugo, but you got Nick Gonzalez suiting up for the El Tricolor here representing Southern Arizona. A lot of connections. Tony Perez-Chica is one of the coaches for Mexico. Obviously, his daughter played softball here. Jasmine Perez-Chica for a number of years, girlfriend of Henry Vesar, the one-time Arizona basketballer, now at North Carolina. And Alex Thomas playing center field. Alex Thomas for your Arizona Diamondbacks. He's got a long way to go to get that one, but he's going to get it on the edge of the warning track as the inning has now come to an end. Alex Thomas and the Mexican team hanging with the United States so far through 2 innings. No score. So we'll check in and let you know how that one went down tomorrow. Let's right now get you your Casino del Sol replay for today.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here helping you beat the books with Westwood One Sports. New York about a 2-point road favorite at LA tonight in pro basketball, and that's the LA team in blue. New York lost to the LA team in purple on Sunday and blew out Denver on Friday night. New York is so inconsistent from night to night. I think you get a big bounce-back effort. Give me New York tonight laying the 2 at Los Angeles. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
All right, so we'll give you your Westwood One top play first, as I promised you that we would get to that in this segment. So we're going to flip that. We're going to flip that and take the Clippers because that's what we do. We're going to flip that and take the Clippers and the 2 points tonight at home against the Knicks. What do you like that or don't like that?
I think that's a good one to take. I like flipping that one.
Okay. So we're going to flip that. Also, of course, you may or may not know, there are multiple Jalen Williams that play for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yes.
Yeah. There is our Jalen Williams from here in Arizona, who they dedicated the floor to at his high school. What high school is he? Is he Gilbert Perry, I think? He's, I forget which high school he's at. But they dedicated the floor to him when the Thunder came through here about a month ago or so now. But they've also got another Jalen Perry, who's a forward on the team. And I could not find this play on the board tonight, but they gave it to us, but I couldn't necessarily find it. So I'm going to, if you can find it to bet before 7 o'clock, then do so. But here's what they said. Jalen Williams over his points and rebounds total tonight. I put a 2 next there. Jalen Williams 2, since they have 2 Jalen Williams on their team. Over his points and rebounds tonight. That would be the play. And flip the Knicks, Clippers, and take the Clippers. It's now plus 2.5 at minus 110.
And that would be Perry High School as well.
Perry. I said, yeah, Gilbert Perry. I got it right. I'm surprised. I am very surprised with myself. Let's see. I think real quick here. I did not. We had a couple of NBA plays from Friday night. Let's see what we got on those. We took the Celtics minus 14.5 on Friday night. What did they do here? Oh, gosh. I'm all over the place here in this last segment. The Celtics played they play. They played the Mavericks, and they won by 20. So we got that one right. We had the Celtics minus 14.5, and they won by 20. So chalk up another one there. Now, the one we didn't win was the game involving Miami of Ohio to clinch their 31st win of the season. We had Miami of Ohio minus 5 points in the game against Ohio down in Athens. But that game was a little bit closer than we anticipated, and they only won by 2 in overtime. So we lost on that one right there. Did you see the end of that game?
The waving and everything else in the crowd. Yeah.
The birds, flying of the birds, and the F-bombs they were dropping, all of that.
Yeah, it's kids.
I don't know. If I was a team that might, that I wouldn't be giving again, people cannot be trusted. I would not be giving people who could be deciding your future a reason not to put you in the dance because you want to act stupid after a win over a team that apparently they had not beaten. I did not know this. Apparently they had not beaten Ohio in like 15 years or something. I thought I saw that. But still, I mean, don't give people a reason to hate you right now when you need people to get into the dance.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's give you our Casino del Sol replay.
The Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
All right, we talked to Tyler Mon about the World Baseball Classic a little bit earlier. He's down in San Juan. That is where Diamondback Nolan Arenado is playing for Puerto Rico. How's Nolan doing down there, Tyler?
You know, he's been hitting the ball hard, and his approach has been really good. The weird thing about this group so far is the wind here in San Juan has just been howling in from left field. We had a graphic on our day game broadcast earlier today that balls that are barreled, so the hardest hit balls in this event, in every single other pool in the World Baseball Classic, there's a batting average on those balls of over 700, and in our group, it's just over 400. It's just not traveling that well. There's not been a lot of offense so far. Nolan's hit the ball really well a few times. He had a sacrifice fly a couple of nights ago. He absolutely demolished the ball 2 nights ago to left field. It just got crushed by the wind and ended up at the warning track. So I think he looks like a guy who is getting set to find that midseason form. You know, it is still March, but he's put together some really good trips to the plate so far. So I think, you know, and selfishly, as somebody who got to watch him during his time in Colorado, I really hope that we're going to see a return to the Nolan Arenado of old. But, man, I'll tell you one thing. Defensively, he's back to being Nolan Arenado. He has been terrific so far in this event over a third.
Do you think, and we're joined by Tyler Maud, he is a play-by-play announcer. He's working the World Baseball Classic down in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Do you think, and I've always said this, I mean, I've been a huge Yadier Molina fan my entire life. Do you think we're going to eventually see him manage in the big leagues? Is this kind of maybe one of these stepping stones to Yadier eventually having a big league job?
100%. And in fact, he told us the other day that he really wants that opportunity. He has not, according to him, has not been contacted or gone through the interview process for a managerial job, which I honestly find shocking. But it does make you wonder if it's a circumstance where maybe he and the St. Louis Cardinals are waiting for the right time for that arrangement to become their situation, because I think it's a no-brainer that he is going to be a brilliant big league manager someday. But I think it's also a no-brainer that the Cardinals would never want to see that happen with another organization. He's Mr. Cardinal, you know, for this century. So I have no doubt that eventually he's going to be a big league manager. I don't know what that timetable looks like. Right now he's working with the Cardinals in a front office capacity, but he is just such a fun guy to talk baseball with. And the cool thing was, he said, you know, I don't know if I'm ready yet. I feel like I am still learning things as a manager, which for Yadier Molina to say that he's still learning things in baseball sort of melted my brain. But I mean, the humility of that, to be able to embrace, like, no, I want to be good at this in the right ways, and when I'm ready, it'll happen. That was really cool. So, yeah, I think there's very little doubt that eventually that is going to happen, and it's probably just a matter of time for him.
Today's Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
And the Cardinals, you know, they gave Ali Marmol an extension prior to the start of spring training. So at least right now, the Cardinals standing by Ali Marmol with Yadier Molina maybe in the wings somewhere down the line. That's going to wrap up our show today. We thank everybody that joined us. Tyler Mon for Dragon Ball, for Cricket, I'm David Kelly. That's our time for tonight. Thank you very much for your time. We'll talk to you tomorrow, 3 o'clock. DK on the Sports Tip. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
In Tucson, a lot of people make their living on construction sites, on the road, or working in warehouses across town. If you're injured at work, you have rights. Call 520-567-8000. Cruz & Associates, a firm you know, help you can trust.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic. Ajo and Kino and Ajo. We've got a collision reported and road work at the Ajo-Kino connection. A wreck, Ina and Oracle. Really heavy westbound backups on Ina at Oracle. You could use Orange Grove instead. And I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic.
This report is sponsored by WeatherBug.
Get the fastest local alerts and accurate 24/7 forecasts with WeatherBug. It's easy to use and provides real-time customizable alerts so the weather never takes you by surprise. Plan every day with confidence. Download the free WeatherBug app from the App Store now.
Psst. Hey, Gary, check it out.
What's he doing?
Don't bother me. Is he...
I think he is. William?
Don't bother me.
Are you daydreaming?
I was. Now I'm talking to you. You look like you were a million miles away. I've been reading this book. How to Be Happy While Still Being Grumpy?
By Frederick J. Fuzzypants?
I've learned I'm happiest when I know our customers get an early Alaskification. It's one of the best ways to catch trouble before it happens. And I've learned I'm happiest when we promise no breakdowns for a year.
What else? What else makes you happy?
That's it. Alaskifications make me happy.
Alaskifications make our customers happy.
Gary's right. Getting your AC ready for the Arizona heat is important.
It's the most thorough tune-up for the money in town.
And that's how we promise no breakdowns for an entire year.
William, what are you doing now?
I've never seen this before.
Is he?
I think he is. William, are you smiling? AlaskanAC.com. Schedule now.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
The Cologuard Classic by Exact Sciences tees off March 20th through the 22nd at La Paloma Country Club and the Westin La Paloma Resort and Spa. Watch PGA Tour champions battle for the legendary Conquistadors Helmet Trophy. Plus, Friday, March 20th, the Tucson Conquistadors present CQ Fest at Rillito Park with Lady A, Parmalee, Red Farron, and more. The Cologuard Classic by Exact Sciences benefits colorectal cancer awareness and youth sports. Get tickets now at CologuardClassic.com.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance, making it easy to save you money. When you bundle your auto policy with home, condo, or renters, you'll earn a multi-policy discount. Easy to bundle, easy to save. Visit Progressive.com.
From work to errands to family life, your car takes a beating. At Recon Auto Detailing, we don't just protect it, we maintain it.
They installed my ceramic coating in shop, and now their mobile team keeps it looking brand new, right in my driveway.
Ceramic coatings, PPF, tint, all installed professionally at Recon Auto Detailing. And with our mobile detailing, we keep that fresh, protected look mile after mile. One-stop shop, zero hassle. That's Recon Auto Detailing, Ceramic Pro West, Tucson.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. We are your home for Arizona athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
And that means 2 solo hours every day, perpetually, for the rest of time. Oh, however long this show exists. I'm Pat Boyle. Welcome on back. 6 to 11 p.m. Eastern, live, 2 solo hours every day, Monday through Friday. This is BetMGM tonight here on Westwood One Sports. And we are brought to you by BetMGM. Make it legendary. Download the app today. Please gamble responsibly. You can watch the show live on YouTube. Just search BetMGM tonight and hit that subscribe button. You can watch the show live on Twitter at BetMGM tonight, where we've already had over 2,300 folks check in on the Twitter broadcast, which is awesome. We appreciate you guys being a part of the show. I know a lot of fans, a lot of sports fans excited about today. I had a lot of people hitting me up. Oh, what's your thoughts on this, on NFL free agency? And so there's a lot of buzz in the sporting world right now, and it's a great feeling to have. We're on the cusp of March Madness. Get in here and get all of your reactions known. You can tweet at me, @PapOil44. You can call the show, 310-840-4910. If you're watching live on YouTube, get in the chat section. Drop your thoughts. Drop your takes. We'll mention them on the air. I want you to be a big part of this show each and every single day. So, with that being said, you can also listen to the program on the Westwood One Sports app, the Odyssey app, SiriusXM Channel 375, and hundreds of local affiliates throughout North America. Okay, we've hit a bunch of the major NFL free agency news to start the show 3 hours ago. I got some more thoughts, though, on some big news today. And let's start with the 49ers. I want to do a little bit of a deep dive here on the San Francisco 49ers because, one, they signed Mike Evans, which is huge, and I'm going to talk about that first. But then it feels like it's for naught if they end up trading their all-world left tackle Trent Williams. And there's a lot of rumors going on right now about that. So I'll hit on that a bit, but let's start with Mike Evans here. I think Mike Evans is going to be one of the best free agent signings this offseason. I think he's got plenty left in the tank, and I think he's going to ball out this year for the San Francisco 49ers. And I think this is a guy that we talked about a year ago, tying Jerry Rice for the most consecutive seasons in NFL history with 1,000 yards or more. And Mike Evans did it 11 straight years, and he probably was going to do it again this year, if not for the 2 injuries that ended up costing him half the season. The broken collarbone, which cost him most of the year. He ended up playing 8 games this season for Tampa Bay. And again, he got hurt in the beginning. It was the game against the Lions. So really, he played 7. He played under half of the season, had 368 yards and 3 touchdowns. This is a first ballot Hall of Famer. It's a guy that's going to walk into Canton. And it's a guy that I still think at 32 years old has a lot. He's got